Aha, hello there. Thank you for joining me on this stream, last minute announcement and all that. Now, I did call it a quickie. The reason being that I realized I do have a tendency to really go way, way over time. It turns out last week's stream went on for over 4 hours. I didn't realize that. And I want to try and be a bit more aware of the time. So I'm going to try and do this one in, say, 2 hours max, but you never know how things go because I am enjoying a few drinks here, so that could be a problem. Speaking of that, I also need to apologize in advance if I do end up repeating myself. Now, I never watch back my live streams because I just don't want to see how much of a fool I've made of myself. But I am quite aware that I do forget things when I have a drink. And I may end up saying the same thing multiple times in the same stream, or I may repeat myself from last week. And for that, I do apologize. I don't mean to do it like that, but I guess that's what happens when you have to have a few drinks to calm the nerves and all that. So I have a few sort of announcements, a few kind of reveals, and maybe we can get a more structured sort of live stream going forward in the future. But already the chat is lit up. So I want to get to that first. So first up, we have Rachel Doyle saying hi. So hello to you, Rachel. I'm glad you're here. 1980s and Star Wars guy, good to see you. EMS3 Recombination, hello, and everyone in the chat, hello to you. IHB Deadly, hello. Monkey Boys Toys. Now, speaking of Monkey Boys Toys, I hope everyone watched his latest mask video, which not only was a very informative video, it was highly amusing with little cameo appearances from Skeletor. So I urge everyone to go to Monkey Boys Toys channel, subscribe, and watch all of his videos, please. Jason, good to see you, Jason. He's saying hi to everyone. That's good to see you, Jason. Esfa, hello there. Jim Largo, greetings. Ben, hi Ben. Good to see you here. And I don't want to sound like I'm complaining here, but Ben was the only person to respond on Twitter when I announced this live stream. So thank you for that, Ben. Maybe I need to find a new Twitter following because it does get to be quite disheartening when you put something out there and no one bothers to acknowledge it. But Ben did, and for that I am eternally grateful. Just caught this on my lunch break, so I hope it's a good lunch break for you. Last week was nice, had a great chat. Good, I'm glad you enjoyed it, because I did as well. 2 hours, 3 hours, better make it 4. No, I got to stop doing that. It's insane. I mean, I don't think I'll ever beat the one from, I guess it was the last one in December, which ran for like 7 hours, which was just ridiculous. Hey from Jason. Channel Nem, evening people. Evening indeed. Hi Dean from Nolan. Novelization Geek, hello there. Toy Connections, good to see you. Hi Dean in the chat. Good chat from last week. Well, thanks, Jason. Hi, Dean and everyone from Paul. Afternoon, Dean, everyone in the chat. From Rich, good to see you, Rich. Monkey Boys, thank you. That's kind of you. No, absolutely welcome. It's a video that's deserving of many views. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Tree Theodore is here. Good to see you, sir. G.I. Schmo, hello. Yo, how's things? Not bad, thanks. Sorry, Dean, not on Twitter, Facebook, or any of the others. YouTube is as far as it goes for me. Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you do use YouTube, though. And speaking of that, so my first thing that I want to sort of raise, and it's not something that I thought I would be doing again, but I am somewhat getting left behind in terms of ability to review new products and things. Now, up until January of this year, I did run a pretty successful Patreon, but when I took a step back from things because I wasn't feeling good at the beginning of the year, I thought it was only right that I cancel that Patreon because I'm not going to sit here And if people send me subscription payments and me not give anything back in return, so I cancelled that all. And now that I'm back and feeling much, much better, in a much better space, and eager to continue with this, I'm thinking if I should resurrect the Patreon, or should I offer a YouTube membership. Now, I have no idea what a YouTube membership entails. So if anyone is watching this who runs a YouTube membership on their channel, I'd love to hear what it is you do that makes people want to join, because I really don't know much about it. But so I'm putting it out there. Should I resurrect Patreon, or should I do YouTube members, or should I even do both? I don't know. But there's no question I need to sort of do something to help this channel grow, because as things stand, it has kind of plateaued somewhat in terms of my ability to do new and interesting things. And I really don't like having to do these types of membership things, but it seems to be the way of YouTube, and everyone's doing it. And again, I used to do it. I'm curious to know what it is that people would like, and maybe I can look into that further. So there is that for me to have to announce. I don't like doing that, but it has to be done, sadly. Left 4 Dead Fet, hello. Goonies 1632, and I should point out as well, if you see me straining to look, I did sit outside for a while, and I don't know what it is, if the sun was too bright, but I'm having a difficult time reading the small print today. Hello to Monkey Boy, yes. I'm sorry I missed the last stream, I was busy. No, there's no need to apologize. You're here now, that's all that matters. Hey to Left 4 Dead. I'd become a channel member if you did that right. Well, thank you. I need to sort of, again, research what's all involved with YouTube memberships. I know what Patreon was all about. I did that quite successfully, but so Ken says he can answer. Well, thank you, Ken. YouTube memberships give a higher cut of like 30% as opposed to 8 to 12 via Patreon. Oh, that's quite a lot, actually. YouTube memberships are easier to join as it puts the join button next to the name. Right. So I did sort of look at it briefly, and they talk about giving people badges and special emojis, which I think is quite bizarre. But yeah, thanks, Ken. That's interesting. So yeah, so 30% is the same as super chats, I guess. So Patreon only cuts up to 12%. That's a hell of a difference, actually. Must look into this. You can make announcements via your community pages on YouTube. Right. Okay. Jason says, if you did Patreon, sorry, can't. No, don't worry about that, Jason. I would redo my Patreon to you, and same if you did channel member. Oh, thanks, Jason. You see, I'm worried about if I was to resurrect Patreon, because I closed it down back in January. But when I took a peek at it the other day, it still shows people as being members, although no money has changed hands. We've already been through that drama where I was accused of lying about that. But I don't want to resurrect it and then suddenly have people paying who no longer want to be a patron, because some of the people that were patrons are now, how do I say this? I'm not exactly their favorite person, so it's all very awkward. So maybe I should just stick with YouTube. Although when Ken pointed out those extortionate fees, that's another thing to consider. Also, YouTube memberships allow an emoji and badges for members, but I think if your account is suspended or has issues, your YouTube membership fees are also suspended, whereas Patreon is a separate stream. True. Interesting. Good info. Yes, it was, Ben. And thanks, Ken. I didn't realize it is a big difference, actually. Okay, thanks, Ken. I personally use Patreon for the main perks and tiers. YouTube memberships at 99 cents, just keep it cheap. Yep. As some people prefer badges and emojis as opposed to exclusive content. Yeah. Again, as I get back into the way of things here again, one of the exclusive contents that I can definitely provide or blooper reels, because my God, do I swear a lot when making a video. And speaking of that, I may need advice. Sorry about that. I may need advice on a new video camera. I've been using my Canon, and I believe it's a Vixia HGF 20, maybe 30, I don't remember. I've had it for over 8 years now, and it's been a wonderful camera. However, there are now two major drawbacks, one of which is its size, because it's a semi, I guess they call it semi-pro video camera, so it's got quite a long form to it, and it's virtually impossible for me to film a behind the camera hands in shot type video, which I would like to be able to do. But more importantly, it's now developed a fault where the battery is in, it's charged, I even have it plugged into the mains, and it still cuts out midway through recording. So the video I did last week looking at McFarlane's Batman future releases for the 66 line, that was frustrating as hell, because I was on a roll, I was talking away, and boom, the camera cuts out. So looking for recommendations on a good camera. Now, I've been looking at some of these, small form point and shoot digital cameras that also double as video cameras. And some of them are quite interesting in terms of the small size that would allow me to basically film any type of video, even in Thailand, out and about with this. Excuse me, but I don't know if it would be as easy to use as an actual dedicated video camera, which I'm being used to for the past 8 years or so. So recommendations are definitely welcome on that front. And we're absolutely caught up, which is quite something. In fact, even YouTube is the stream still going? I don't know. Someone can let me know. Are we still live? Because it's bizarre. The last chat was at 3:10, and we're now at 3:13. So 3 minutes without any chat. Maybe I'm just so boring. No one is interested to comment anything. Okay, I see some chats. You're still live, still good. Okay. Anyway, okay, here we go. All live. You're good. And we're still going. Okay, thank you. So I'll do an unboxing shortly with news attached to that property. But yesterday was a rather interesting day. So Mrs. 88 went off to Chinatown to meet her friend, and I had no interest in going with them to. I'm not going to, cramp her style with her friends. And the deal was I would go later to have dinner. So when I met them, there's a new Japanese import store opened up, and I wanted to take a look at that. So went in there, and they had, which is very typical out in Asia, are the claw machines for the prizes. And I absolutely love these games. In fact, I would say I'm addicted to them. So whenever I go to Thailand, I play them all the time because they're everywhere. Like even bars and restaurants have them. So they had the claw machines. However, it was 2 tokens per play, and each token was $1, which is rather expensive. And they had the exchange machine to buy the tokens, and I only had a $10 bill, and it didn't give change at all. So $10 worth of tokens. And I played a couple of machines. The prizes were all pretty crap, to be honest, but I did win something. I won one thing. So this sheep keychain was my one and only prize, but I don't believe this represents $10 worth of value. And I posted it on Twitter yesterday, and someone did comment that it's one of these, I forget the name, the same people that did the, oh my God, I'm having another brain fart. The Gromit, was it Gromit? What the hell's that cartoon or the animation thing? Wallace and Gromit, is that it? Anyway, Shaun the Sheep, I discovered this is what it is. And this was my $10 worth of attempts at the claw machine. So 5 I had 5 attempts, and that's the best I could do. So there you go. Wonderful value for money. However, I do promise that very soon in Thailand, I'll be playing these machines a lot, and they have some pretty stellar prizes. In fact, last time we were there, which, believe it or not, is, good Lord, it's coming up for 4 years. Mrs. 88 was at the hairdresser inside this mall, so I was free to roam around for hours. And in most Thai shopping malls, the top floor is a movie theater and kids play and the arcade. And the arcades are just littered with these claw machines. I was playing this one to win a smartwatch, and I came this close to it. I was absolutely devastated when I lost it. But I also won a lot of soft toys to give to her friends, kids, and things. So I'll definitely be doing videos of those. I'll get up with the chat and I'll show you what else I got from the Japanese store. So Nolan says, all good, just listening. Okay, good. Still live. Thanks, Rich. It's all good. Yesterland Toys, hello there. Good to see you here. Yeah, just listening. You got this. Thank you. Hi, Dean. Good to see you. Hi, Ryan. Excuse me. Aha, yes, I did look at ZV1, and it is tempting me because I have a couple of stipulations. One is I need to have a microphone input. Now, I do have a Sony point and shoot camera that can take video, but there's no mic input. And that is what's stopping me from using that as my main camera. The other one is I would like to be able to do these streams with a proper camera, because right now I'm using the built-in laptop camera, and I'm also using the built-in mic. Normally, or when I was doing these before, I was using my Canon video camera as the webcam and an extra mic, which I think is far better than this. But for the sake of getting these things out for the time being, I'm just using everything built into the laptop. But yes, the ZV1 does cover most bases. The only other thing I do need, though, would be a remote control, because when I do videos, I like to stop them by scenes. For example, intro, stop, come back, announce the type of video it's going to be, stop. So therefore, when editing, it's easier to know that each clip is there, as opposed to just having one continuous record of everything and then having to go back and cut pieces out. I like to do it that way, and I don't think the ZV1 has a remote, but there may be an aftermarket possibly. Yeah. Ivy Beholder, good company. Yes, thank you. Sean the Sheep. Yeah, I found that out this morning. I'd never seen it before. No idea what it is. How come everyone else knows? Sean the Sheep. There we go. Aardman Animation. Okay, so now was I right about, was it Wallace and Gromit was the other one, I'm sure, but someone can correct me if I'm wrong on that. Aardman. Okay, Wallace and Gromit. Thanks, Ken. I was close. So Ben is saying hi to everyone. So thanks, Ben. Maybe vlog your efforts at attempting to win. Absolutely. The chances are I'll be playing these most days when I'm there, because like I said, they're everywhere. And the other thing about in Thailand, I'm assuming it's still going to be there, was the kids there love to collect little figures, and they have the, like gumball machines where you put in a few coins, turn the handle, and get a random ball containing something. So maybe we'll see what those are and maybe do a collection of those. Hi to Ben. Hi, Ben. Hey, but wow, Ben is popular. Look at this. Left 4 Dead. Hey, Ben. Hey, Ben, how are you been? Wow. This has become the Ben Show. This is fantastic. Hi, Ben. This setup is fine for streams, dude. Yeah, I think so. It's just that I do know that when you do it with a proper camera and a proper mic, it does elevate things. And again, I apologize for shining here. I'm not running AC because it's just far too loud to do these streams. But yeah, I'm hot. But I didn't do all the buttons down this time because I know it looked disgusting last week. Ken says Logitech 920C camera is good one. I use it and think Chris at Chasing 80 Toys uses it too. Jody might use the same one. Okay. Now, is that a webcam or can it also be used for recording? Does it have its own sort of memory type thing? I need to know. So Jason uses his Samsung S10 to do all filming. It's very good to use. Yeah, I mean, I could use my phone, I guess. I'm somewhat old-fashioned. I do like to have an actual video camera. Unless I can maybe get mine repaired. I mean, if they were to fix that problem with it cutting out, then I'd be quite happy with that. Aardman started out with Morph. Also, they did Morph and Chaz on Tony Hart. So they're highly experienced individuals. I only know because my kids watched it on Wallace and Gromit. Okay. Aardman Animation started out with adverts for heating electric. So I would probably have seen those as a kid in the 80s. Yes, I remember there was a turtle in the zoo. I don't necessarily remember that one. Something else I got from the Japanese import store, which I think is just quite mind-blowing that we don't get these in America. A couple of packets of Lay's chips. Again, it shouldn't be a surprise to me because in Thailand, their Lays do all these flavors that we don't get. But these would be perfect for the American market. First up, we have Texas grilled barbecue flavor. I don't know if you can see that. I mean, what American wouldn't want to eat Texas grilled barbecue? And this one, because I know there are a lot of Italians here in America. This is Italian red meat flavor. You can see that. So why is it Japan gets these, but we don't? It makes no sense. Again, something we can do when we're in Thailand very soon. I can do food videos, if you will. I did them before, actually, on another channel way back, looking at all the interesting Lays that Thailand gets that we don't get. And I just got my lid stuck. Good Lord. I tell you what, though, having grown up in the UK and having lived in America for almost 20 years, American chips are the absolute worst in terms of variety and interesting flavors. I think for the most part, we get regular salt and vinegar, barbecue. Was it sour cream and onion or something? That's more or less it, I think. Whereas as a kid in the 80s, we had the best flavors. Of course, the best one ever being pickled onion Monster Munch. But things like prawn cocktail, roast beef, smoky bacon, roast chicken, all the best flavors come from the UK. And America, despite it claiming to be this world superpower, do not have the good flavors of chips or crisps. Don't understand that at all. Many mobile phones now have very good cameras and can use remote control and Bluetooth mics. Okay. Although the only thing is, I'm assuming that if you were making a video using your phone, you would have to disable notifications, because if it started buzzing, if a text message or an email came in, that could be a problem, I would imagine. Nick Park from Arden has won a few Oscars. Sean is going into space on the Artemis flight. Could do with a bag of those crisps now. Yeah, the only thing is, they're bloody. That was I think they were $3 each. Obviously, import fees and all that. But yeah, I do not understand why America has such bland flavors. They spelt Walkers a bit funny there. Yeah, so okay. Are they still called Walkers in the UK? Because clearly it's all the same company. In Thailand, the name is, I think, Lau, Lau, and then a bunch of Thai characters. But it's all the same sort of this sort of sun with the red band through it. So I'd be interested to know um, if they're still called walkers or are they called lays in the UK. Am I the only one who misses Adam West? Met him once at a convention, amazing guy. Oh, you're not the only one at all. And you are very fortunate to have met him. I would love to have met him, but not going to happen now, I'm afraid. Uh, Canon have some good vlogging compact cameras with flip-out screens, but it depends on what you're wanting to pay. Interesting. I don't know why it is that I have some sort of weird affinity with Sony, despite the fact that my video camera was made by Canon. The other thing as well is the camera I have from 8 years ago doesn't do 4K, but I don't know if 4K is advantageous to YouTube or not, because I'm sure most people watching are not watching on 4K devices, or maybe they are. I have no idea. Again, please let me know. Excuse me. The same in the UK as lays as walkers, but different flavors in America and the UK. Oh yeah, absolutely. I suspect that most Britons coming to America would be quite shocked at how poor our crisp selection is. Yes, but do they get Salt and Lineker? No, we don't. Is he still doing the adverts for walkers? I vaguely remember him, but Salt and Lineker. Also, as well, what happened whereby when I was a kid in the 80s, cheese and onion was green packets and salt and vinegar were blue packets, and then for some reason they switched. I don't like that switch. In Ireland, we have prawn cocktail chip flavor. Yeah, I grew up with prawn cocktail. I mean, one of my favorites were Skips, which just melted in your mouth. But Golden Wonder. Now, do they still do Golden Wonder? Because to me, if someone were to say, what was your favorite brand of crisp chip as a kid, I would say Golden Wonder. And also, don't forget as well, we had the packets that you could see the contents inside it, like a clear band around the bag, so that you see what was inside. I'm assuming that was stopped because light can damage the product inside, but I liked seeing what you were getting, especially ones like Space Invaders or the roast beef footballs. You could always see what you were getting before buying them. Yeah, I do remember hedgehog flavor. Now, they were just beef flavor, but it was a nice gimmick. Worcester sauce, yep. Tomato flavor, and scampi fries. Yeah, I love scampi fries. Does anyone recall a series of special expensive snacks from the UK? It may have been under the brand Phileas Fogg. They were like world snacks. So for Italy, it was miniature garlic breads. And I forget the other ones, but if someone can comment if they remember a Phileas Fogg brand of packaged snack. Kit Kat candy bar flavors in Japan are crazy. Yep. I was lucky enough to pick up a few of those in Thailand a number of years back. Some of them were delicious. Some of them were quite awful. They even have ones that are designed to be put under the grill and melted. But they have some like really weird things. One of which in Thailand is the durian fruit flavor. Now, durian fruit is a Thai fruit which is either absolutely delicious or absolutely disgusting. It has such a strong smell that it's banned on the subway system and in taxis and things. And I've only had it once, but the one I had was young, so it didn't smell. It was all right, but the people there, they love this. I think it's almost at the point of being fermented, and it smells. How can I describe it? In all honesty, it's like dog shit mixed with vomit. That's how it smells, and people seem to love it. Just put your phone into airplane mode. Excellent point. Excellent point. Huh. Yeah. Still Walkers in the UK. Okay. Do you remember Hedgehog or I remember Hedgehog. I don't remember chocolate at all. Now, I've seen something lately on social media about the Ireland or the chips in Ireland having a cola flavor, which I think is quite disgusting. Walkers and Lay's are both owned by PepsiCo. Okay. I put my phone on airplane. Okay. Makes complete sense. Rachel says, in Ireland they have bacon and cabbage. That would be good. I would definitely enjoy those, I imagine. You know what? A few years back, I went back to Scotland for Christmas, and Walker's did a series of Christmas flavors. I seem to recall there being one that was Brussels sprout flavor, which I thought was all right. I'm sure they must have had like turkey and stuffing or something. It was like a 6-pack, I think, and there were two of. They were very good actually. Quite enjoyed those. Bacon and cabbage. Yeah, I would definitely do that. So Ken says 720 is fine, 1080p is fine. Most of us watch on phones or tablets. I record in 720, or I've run out of space when I back my files up. Yeah, I think mine were going in as 1080 for the most part. The ones that I filmed certainly were going in as 1080. If ever I've done a video using old VHS clips, those have gone through quite low because the original source material was quite low. But yeah, I think 1080 is fine, to be honest. I think I'm looking at my YouTube feed here. I think this is going through as 720 because I'm too cheap to buy the best StreamYard, so I don't get the full HD experience. But I think it looks okay. I mean, obviously my forehead is gleaming and shining with the sweat, but it is summertime, so I do apologize if I'm blinding anyone. Yes, it's an Irish dish. Yeah, bacon and cabbage. Fantastic. Yeah, Monkey Boy, I live dangerous law. I keep my phone on, but sometimes it's on silent. Yeah, I could just imagine me forgetting to do that and recording, and suddenly it start vibrating all over the place and me getting rather annoyed. Right. I often open a bag of cheese and onion by mistake, thinking it's salt and vinegar. Why did they change? I simply don't understand why. I'm assuming this must have been going back to the 60s through to what, maybe the 90s. Green was cheese and onion, blue was salt and vinegar. I don't know. Now, also as well, has salt and vinegar gotten a lot more sharp over the years? Because I remember eating salt and vinegar crisps all the time as a kid and never sort of wincing. Whereas nowadays, you take a salt and vinegar and it's just so, the flavor is just way too sharp. It's not bad, but it's just different to what I remember. Hi, Tim. Tato's, yeah, that's the brand I saw that did the cola version, I believe. That is, to me, is quite bizarre. And for me, the most bizarre thing that was cola flavored were the ET custard creams back in 1982, and they were colored as well. There's a 3-pack. I think one was green, one was red, and possibly one of them was brown. So the brown one was okay, but I had a problem with the green and the red. It just looked weird, and they sort of had a slight sort of fizzy taste to them, but I guess it was meant to be like this weird sort of alien type of cookie biscuit, so it made sense, I guess. Smith Crisp still going with the blue sachets of salt. Oh, that says Salt and Shake, where, of course, if you have to imagine, I'm holding the bag here, so don't think I'm being rude, but you would open the sachet of salt, pour it in, hold the bag tight, and give it a good shake like this. And I don't really understand the point of them. I guess it was if you were maybe watching your salt intake, you could maybe only put half a sachet of salt in. But it was always a fun novelty as a kid. And in fact, sometimes you would get 2 sachets of salt and you felt like a king. Yes, I never do bought any of them. Right. Evening to the egg woke. Okay, Ben, you have company. Someone else liked my tweet. I remember Phileas Fogg snacks vaguely. Okay, we need to dive into this a bit further. they weren't cheap. Like, for example, if a packet of crisps were maybe, we're talking late 80s, early 90s. So say we're talking maybe 15p for a packet of regular crisps. These things were maybe 35 or maybe even 50p. So they weren't cheap. But I do remember the Italian garlic bread ones. And I'm thinking about a pizza flavor snack from Italy. So yeah. More information on this is definitely required. So if anyone else remembers the Phileas Fogg snacks, they may have been made by Smiths. Now, do Smiths still exist, or were they taken over by Walkers? Or did Smiths become Walkers? I don't know. It's been a long time for me. Channel Nem says Walkers always had the salt and vinegar is green, and they have bought most crisp companies like Tudor. Oh man, I love Tudor crisps. We ended up changing what people were used to. So, okay, so could it be that now did Walkers take over Smiths? Because Smiths definitely had salt and vinegar is blue. Because I remember they had what they called matchsticks, although they were quite thick and puffy sticks. Those were definitely blue for vinegar. So yeah, interesting. Hey, egg. Do remember Phileas Fogg, not seen for years though. Okay, so the Phileas Fogg Crisp Company from Medinley Road Concert. So they were their own company, huh? Because I do remember the commercial on TV having Phileas Fogg possibly in a hot air balloon, I think. Hi to the egg woke. Watching on an iMac with 4K display, but really watch YouTube in 4K. Okay. Huh. So I guess the ability to record in 4K is not that important. I'm addicted to... Oh, yeah, I love knickknacks. What was the sort of weird... Those are like really weird shapes. But did they have a spicy one that I think I may have enjoyed? Japan has Pepsi-flavored Cheetos. Good God. Yeah, I'm also as well, I have a weird... It's not a phobia, but I hate seeing people eating a cheese snack and having these orange fingers. That, for me, is a massive turn-off, which is why I like the flavor of cheese snacks, but if they're orange in color, I tend just to stay away. I think that is one of the most disgusting things ever, to see people with orange fingers. Cola bottles or beer bottles, what's your favorite penny sweet? I enjoyed them both, actually. And I did a video a couple of years back talking about how as kids in the 80s, we were introduced to alcohol and smoking through various forms of sweets and ice lollies and drinks and things. And I did mention the beer bottles. They were delicious. Excuse me. Ketchup in All Dressed. You know what? I think I've seen All Dressed flavors. Where was that? Yeah, that rings a bell, actually. Do you remember the Tudor crisp adverts from the late 70s and early 80s? Was it something about why I give me something now for a bag of Tudor? I'd give my left ball for a bag of Tudor. Yeah, I vaguely remember that. But it was definitely from Newcastle, right? Hey, Ben. I do 1080 or 4K if I got memory to spare. Yeah. I got to look into this. Like I said, I guess when looking for a camera, 4K is not that big of a deal. In Ireland, we have Thai rings and mustard sauce flavor. I think the UK, Walkers had a series of elite crisps, and I think they were called Sensations, one of which was a Thai or a sweet Thai chili flavor. And I think they did some sort of Indian curry flavor, which were delicious. We also have that one pickled onion flavor. Yeah, pickled onion's the best. Yeah, ET custard creams. Be great to go back and try them again. Yeah, I'd love to try them again. I just remember being slightly grossed out by the colors for some reason. Square crisps. Yep, they were Smiths before Walkers bastardized them. Yeah, those things were like exceptionally crispy, like to the point where you had to be careful and not cut the roof of your mouth. But they were delicious, though. The other one, similar vein, were discos, but those had a much sort of softer crunch to them. In fact, those weren't that far removed from Pringles, if I remember rightly. The other one I'm thinking of is Ringo's, which did salt and vinegar and cheese and onion in the correct colors. Now, those might have been Golden Wonder, I think. Thai rings are a chip Tato brand. Okay, so Tato seems to be the Irish go-to for crisps and things. Anyone remember the mini turtle pizzas from the late 80s, early 90s, which had an apple topping? Oof. I don't remember that at all. No memory of that whatsoever. Yeah, 720 is the max available on here. Fine for streaming, I think. Nice to see your produced videos in 1080. Ah, okay, thanks. I'm looking at. There's no question that what I'm seeing on StreamYard is far better quality than what's coming through on the YouTube, but it doesn't seem to be fuzzy or, jumpy. So I guess the 720 is perfectly okay for streaming. Used 50p used to be a lot of money. Oh yeah, back then 50p, you were rich. If you had a 50 pence coin as a kid, you were a very rich person. Space Raiders crisps, the staple of every kid lunchbox in the 80s. Yep, Space Raiders, but do you also remember Skydivers, which I remember one time in the playground, one of the older kids had a packet of Skydivers, and he took two of them and he put them together as if they were kissing, and all our minds were just blown. We were like 5 years old, and seeing these crisps kissing was just like so naughty for us. In Ireland, we still have Space Raiders. Yeah, I did get Space Raiders back in Scotland 3 years ago. I think they were pickled onion flavor, actually. Yeah. In fact, just saying that blows my mind to think that it was 3 years ago. Honest to God, if someone asked me, when were you last in Scotland? I'd say at most 18 months ago, but no, it was 3 years. It's frightening. Yes, Walkers bought Smiths as Walkers produce squares in the UK now. Yeah, that's a shame. I do like seeing these old brands. Yeah, but I'm just curious why it is that everywhere in the world they're called Lays, but in the UK they retain the Walker's name. Brannigan's beef and mustard in a paper bag style with the best pub crisps ever with beer. Yep, they also did a thing, I think they were called beer nuts. Yep. Brannigan's, that's the one. Beef and mustard. Yep. Also, as well, as a kid in primary school, we had the fish and chips that came in a bag that was all like newsprint on the bag. And those had a distinctly fishy flavor to them, but they also were delicious. I remember the Willy Fogg cartoon, great theme. Oh, yeah, I remember that cartoon. Yep. Walker's own Smiths. They still use the name for scampi fries, bacon rashers, and salt and shake in squares. Excellent. Okay, good to know that the name is still there and available on the shelves. Altogether now, 80 days around the world, we'll find a pot of gold. Yeah, that was the cartoon. Brannigan's were pretty much a meal. Proper potato slices. What was the other one where it wasn't McCoy, but there were a series of crisps that were extra thick and still had the skins on the edges? What were those called? Let me know. Yep, haha. Canny bag of chura. That's a canny bag of chura. KP Snacks now owns Phileas Fogg. Okay. And we still have Sensations. Yep. Yeah, I got those 3 years ago. Those were pretty good. Poppadoms were the Indian ones I had. They were not at all bad. In the UK, there used to be a very realistic, to my 8-year-old self, packets of cigarettes, which were chocolate sticks wrapped in paper. Packaging had an authentic look to them, be illegal now. Yep, I covered those. In fact, there was confectioner's sugar between the chocolate stick and the paper, and you could blow on it, and the sugar would come out like smoke. Fantastic. I also remember when they outlawed the red tips on the end of the cigarette sticks, or candy cigarettes, which were then renamed to candy sticks. Yeah, good times. The only problem I have using my phone is daily filming, where it eats all your memory on the phone. One of my big headaches when I'm away. I can imagine that. Yeah. Again, that's why I like having a camera, because when you have the SD card, you know how much space you have. Although, in saying that, there have been times where I've not checked and I've been filming and suddenly memory is full, and that's not a good thing to happen. My YouTube is saying my stream is only 360, but it doesn't look it. Let me see if I look at my YouTube. No, I've got 720. And 720 is the max. Have to pop out. We'll drop back in if you're still on when I get back. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you came here. Novelization Geek. Mine came through as 480 on auto. I checked the settings button and 720 was the max. So Monkey Boy saying his max is 480. In the UK, walkers definitely have the same font as Lay. Yeah, that's what interested me when I first came to America and saw Lay's. I thought, wait a minute, the font, the yellow circle, the red band, that's all walkers. I thought, okay, must be the same company. Then when I went to Thailand, I saw Lao. I thought, wait a minute, that's the same font, the same design. So yeah, worldwide market, I guess. In Ireland, we have vegetable roll potato chip flavor. That sounds all right, actually. The crisp is dead. Long live the frisp. I don't know what a frisp is. Don't tell me that's like a fruit slice that's been baked to emulate a potato chip, is it? KP Wicker's crisps did them in prawn cocktail flavor, which were awesome. Wicker, that rings a bell. KP, of course, another great name from the past. Do they still exist? Just seeing the name KP just made my mind, jump back, 3.5, 4 decades. And I sometimes wonder, and I will cover this in an upcoming stream, I think, about, is looking back on nostalgia sometimes a bad thing, because it makes you want to go back in time so much that you end up hating being in the present, because that does happen to me quite a lot, actually. Chocolate cigarettes. We used to have them in two. Oh, yeah. I also remember used to get chocolate cigars as well. Licorice pipes. It was all designed to sort of emulate grown-ups with cigarettes, cigars, pipes, beer bottle, chewy candies. We had Top Deck Shandy. Those were the days. Even the Walls cocktail iced lollies, I do remember enjoying those. I wonder if they would still exist. I'm sure they would not. Now in the UK, we have crisps called slabs, and they're extremely thick, like seriously thick. We had gum cigarettes like that as kids in elementary school lunchroom. Thought we were actually smoking. Yeah, we used to hold our candy cigarettes like adults would smoke and have it hanging out the mouth and stuff. You could also like suck it down to a real sharp point as well. Quite nasty. Smith jackets, that's the ones. They don't make them now. Very memorable TV advert though. We want to be jacket. Yep, there we go. I didn't imagine it after all. Wilma Dickfoot, best name on YouTube, says, hey, all things 80s, love the chip chat. Chip chat. Yeah, it's a good way of doing it. Lays in. Yeah. Wilma Dickfoot. Frisps. May not exist now. Were rich crisps like Ruffles and McCoy's. they were more reconstituted, though. I don't think, depends when they were made, but I don't recall them. Laser in France and Holland as well. Huh. Rachel says, we also have chip curry flavor. Oh, that sounds good. I remember chicken in a basket crisps being a thing. Wow. Chicken in a basket. That was like a pub lunch thing. Those were the days. KP did peanuts. Remember seeing someone at a party spoil the peanuts in a dish and watching the other partygoers unaware wolf them down. Okay. We need to know how were they spoiled. It sounds interesting. Sean Solo 8 is here for a quickie. Yes, the quickie that's already lasted 52 minutes. Well, that's not really a quickie, but we're past the point of it being a quickie. Wheat Crunchies, Worcester sauce flavor, awesome. Yes, I did enjoy Wheaties actually. Didn't they do a tomato flavor as well? I'm sure they did. There's a hey to Sean Solo. Hey there, Left for Dead. Eggwalk says there was even a red pinkish tip to those candy cigarettes. Yep, most likely done with food coloring. Yes, there was, and those got outlawed at some point during my childhood. I remember being quite disappointed because we thought it was cool that it had this like glowing ember on the end of our candy sticks. But the sticks would come in packets, not unlike real cigarette packets, sometimes with Batman or Superman, Star Trek on the box, but more commonly they were like a football player. I can't remember the name, but it was, plus you got collector's cards inside as well, which real cigarettes had, because I've got a few books actually somewhere stored where my grandma on my mother's side was a big smoker, and she would get these cards inside her cigarettes and she could order a book to then put them in. I've still got all of those. Had a J. Arthur in the toilet and didn't wash his hands before giving the peanuts a toss as well. Just to clarify, do you mean a J. Arthur as in J. Arthur rank, rhyming with wank, or is a J. Arthur another way you would call a turd? Because to me, a J. Arthur would be wank. Either way, it's disgusting, but yeah, so that's what they did to the peanuts, eh? Oh boy. In fact, just to go back, I'll get to go back to that topic. Okay, so my last job at the New York law firm, all the stuck-up partners would have a weekly lunch, and when they would come down to the reception, there would be a bowl of M&Ms laid out for them. I guess it was some sort of tradition. Now, because that reception area was close to where I worked, we used the same bathrooms. I'd quite often be in there taking a leak, and these, high-end partners would come in for a leak, and they would take a leak and just would not wash their hands, walk out and grab a handful of M&Ms. And once their special lunch was over, the sort of kitchen staff would say, anyone want these M&Ms? Like, no, because you knew those things were contaminated. And yeah. Other fun fact for you, when I first came to America, my first job here in Pennsylvania was at this wire brush making factory. I used to assemble these wire brushes using all these machines and things. We were all covered in grease and all sorts of dirt, but the bathrooms were immaculate, and I mean immaculate. Everyone was so courteous, and they would clean up after themselves. There was nothing left behind. And when I went to that New York law firm, the toilets were disgusting. So go figure. Hi, KP are still going. It's just around the corner from where the Palatoy factory used to be. Also, fish and chips crisps are still going. Awesome. Ben asks, curious how other folks in the chats watch live streams. I personally find it too small on the phone to view in the comments. Aging eyes. No, I couldn't watch it on a phone, I don't think. Far too small. On the phone, but I get what you mean about the eyes. Yeah. Yes, J. Arthur rank. So he had a wank. Hang on, was this a party you were at? Someone disappeared for a wank and then touched the peanuts. What the hell's kind of party was this? J. Arthur Rank, wank. Huh. Also, fun fact in golf terms, a shot that comes off the hosel of the club, that's also called a shank. So you would also refer to a shank as a J. Arthur. Yeah. Am I the only one who remembers the candy sticks that superheroes? I just said that. Yes. And have kids tattoo. Yeah, they had tattoos, they had stickers, they had collecting cards. Yes, those were the days for sure. Daniel Dorian. What's happening? That's good to see you, Daniel. Good to see. Yeah, absolutely. If you don't mind asking, what's your job now, Dean? My job now is selling stuff on eBay, and it was doing this until I had a bit of a meltdown. So that's why I'm trying to get back into this, and that's why I am sort of considering redoing the Patreon and the membership stuff. I've very much had my life on hold for the past couple of years due to all this COVID nonsense and restrictions, but now we're able to finally travel to Thailand. Then we can hopefully start something there. But yeah, right now I am sort of somewhat dependent on this and eBay and things. Rachel remembers them. Yeah. I remember back in the 80s, we used to play with fireworks and little firecrackers. These were sold in a newspaper tobacconist shop next to our school. Don't think this would be possible today. Oh, no, not at all. Yeah, I do remember those small rockets. I got hit with one once, actually, in high school. It sucked because I had the school uniform on, those sort of polyester trousers, and it did melt where the firework hit me. Incidentally, this same wanker used to tell me about a game he played where he would be upstairs, call his mum up, and race her to climax before she opened the door to his... Good God, this guy is weird, to say the least. If you could go back and live in Scotland or stay in America, very good question. Up until a few years ago, I would have said without hesitation, stay in America. But now it's gotten to be so bad here. You know, the idea of going to the UK is not as bad as it once was. However, from what I understand, the cost of living makes that also impossible. So, which is why we're looking to Thailand. Tommy Tank, or Sherman Tank was another common one. Hamshank as well. I remember the tattoos in the suites. We used to lick our arms and press them on. Very bloody Hulk or Spider-Man. Who also remembers the chewing gum that tasted like, or bubble gum, it tasted like medicine, but the tattoo it came with was like the acid house face, a sort of yellow smiley face, but the various sort of expressions on the face. Again, lick your arm, stick it on, and peel it off. I still remember that taste. Like it was, in fact, it was very much like root beer taste. Horrible. Have you fixed up Ken a Bionic Man yet? No, but I have been watching a few eBay listings for one of the critical assignment arms as a possible replacement, but just not got round to that yet. Excuse me. A Christmas party. Oh, we dared him to do it. Oh, so it's your fault then. Good God. But did he have it all over his hands, or did he wash them? Maybe I don't want to know, but that's a bizarre. I'm assuming that you didn't eat the nuts after he had put his hands in them, though. Those candy fags are still around today. I'm pretty sure they still come with a stick on. Yeah, they do come, because I did buy a packet a few years back, but they are listed as candy sticks, and there's no way they're advertised as cigarettes. Why is it bad? The crime. Yep, the crime. That is exactly it. In fact, as it happened yesterday, we had a close shave. Now, this is one of the nicer areas in New York. Now, New York itself has just gone to hell. So we were walking up, and we took one of the side streets off the avenues to go up. and we could hear this commotion. And it turned out it was some homeless bum who was crazy, screaming, kicking at parked cars. So we had to quickly jump into the back door of Dwayne Reed to escape this. I think, good God, what world do we live in where you have to jump into a shop's back door to escape a crazy person? It's just ridiculous. Terrible, terrible place now. And it's only been these past few years, and this whole defund the police movement is at the very core of why it's out of control now. Red Room Diecast, hello there. You didn't, I don't think you missed much, just my usual sort of rambling. We've been talking about crisps and various snacks from the 80s. Garbage Pail Kids, rank bubblegum, but great cards, yes. In fact, one of my first All Things 80s videos was opening a packet of 1980s Garbage Pail Kids, and I did try to eat the gum. And whilst I didn't throw up, it was absolutely disgusting. Hi there. Poor leadership. I would kill for a full set of Garbage Pail Kids. Yeah, I when I bought that new packet or unopened packet to open, it also came with a stack of opened ones. It was just nice to see them again. Brought back some good memories. I mean, for me, that was in they hit the UK, I think, in 1986 it would have been. So we were a bit behind America, but they were still fun. Good afternoon, Ben. How's your day going? Yes, first-hand evidence, you could say. No, we watched from a safe distance, laughing our arses off. Oh boy. Remember the potato chips crisps in the UK that had Spider-Man and weirdly Superman as the two licenses? Marvel DC snack crossover. Pickled onion with scorpion on the front were best. I haven't thought of those in 3 or 4 decades, but yes, I do remember those. Fantastic. My dad remembers that he used to open a soccer ball, fill it with stones, and they would get someone to kick it and break their toes. You wouldn't get away with that today. Yeah, I think pranks back in our day were some of them were quite extreme. In fact, I had a flashback to one yesterday where in the playground at school, you used to get your friend to go behind somebody and crouch down, and then you would approach that person and talk to them and then just push them and they would fall over the person that was crouched down behind them. Very cruel, actually, but quite funny. Hey, Red Room, and hi to Fett. Sorry, Tree Theodore. Would love to say I forewarned some people, but nah. Unfortunately, got to run 88. Great chat. Keep it up. Oh, thank you. Are you still waiting till you move to try out your Evel Knievel stunt cycle? Got a minty complete one in the box with instructions and whatnot without the sticker applied. Yes, I am waiting to get a nice room to do that with. Again, mine is also complete and the stickers are not applied, but I think I may need to use some Pritt stick to put those down. But yes, I am waiting to get some nice surroundings to do videos like that. In fact, that's the other thing as well about living here. I'm so ashamed that I've missed out on a lot of video chance opportunities because I don't want to have to show the sort of way I live, if that makes sense. But it's all going to change soon. That Garbage Pail gum was bad in the 80s, let alone today. Wow. I saw a full set of Garbage Pail Kids today. If I saw, yeah. Funny story about that. Now, where I lived in Scotland wasn't that far from a small newsagent's, and my mum was somewhat friendly with the lady that ran the newsagent's. In 86, Garbage Pail Kids broke out, and I was buying them almost every day from this lady until they ran out. And I would go in every day. Do you have them in yet? No, they're not in yet. Come back tomorrow. So this went on for about a week. I'd keep going in. Do you have Garbage Pail Kids? No, they haven't arrived yet. And then at my school, suddenly the phase just died. It was almost as if on the Friday, we were still swapping our doubles. And on the Monday, no one even spoke about Garbage Pail Kids. It just died that fast. So anyway, I went into the newsagent store to buy some sort of sweets after school. Sorry, let me just back up there. Prior to that, my mum said, oh, by the way, Mrs. I forget her name said she's got a new box of garbage pail stickers in, and I said, don't care, don't want them anymore. So then I went into the store to buy some sweets, and she said, "Oh, did your mum give you the message?" I went, "Yeah." I said, "I don't want them anymore." And the lady's face just, oof, she was not happy because I think I may have been her only customer. So she was probably left with a box of garbage pail kids that never sold, which of course would be worth a fortune today. Still have a pack of garbage pail cards. Yeah, they were fun cards. Won't your mask toys be jealous if you get this full set of garbage kids? Possibly, I think. Ha ha ha. Remember wham bars? Yep, they would break your teeth, but those had those sort of sparkly pieces in them. Was it the same substance as Pop Rocks? But definitely remember that sort of pink, chewy thing with the bits. Yeah, those were good. Very much enjoyed those, actually. I said Pop Rocks. I should have said Space Dust. So the final decision to move has occurred. No, as things, well, we are going to Thailand at the end of next month to sound things out, to see if I can handle it for an extended period of time. Because as things stand, the most time I've spent there is like 3 weeks as a tourist, and it was fun because I'm a tourist. This is to see if I can adapt to daily life there and hopefully find a house that fits our needs. And I should say as well, I've been looking quite extensively, and there is one location which, for no other reason than the name, is something I'm keen on. So in Thailand, all this sort of, they call it a community, but it's like what I guess in America it's like a gated community type thing. But there's one community, and it's called Graceland. And I just think to be able to say, yes, I live at Graceland would be fantastic, but it is in the north of Thailand. So our plan is we're going to stay with my sister-in-law in Bangkok, and we simply cannot afford to live in Bangkok. Well, okay, take that back. We could live in Bangkok, but it wouldn't be the type of place that I want to live in. So we're going to look slightly to the north of Bangkok in a place called Nonthaburi, which is like 30 minutes from Bangkok. It's not a big deal. But up in the north in Chiang Mai, where it's way, way cheaper, and that's where Graceland is. But we're also going to look at Hua Hin, which is like a seaside type place where, again, you get beautiful houses with a swimming pool for a fraction of what it costs to buy a garage in New York. Will this be the last stream with your current background? No, we're not going until I think it's September 29. Let me just confirm that. Excuse me. Yeah, September 29 is when we leave for 2 months. So yeah, there'll be a few more here. And then, but when I'm there, I want to do live streams. But I think I said this last week. I need to work out the best time, because depending on when the clocks change, technically this will be what's now 4:10, which would then become 4:10 a.m. in Thailand, which I don't think is at all practical. So I need to work all of this out, but we'll get there. Kinder Eggs, where are they? Not going to lie, still buy the odd one. Yeah. However, in America, because of the stupid, I guess it's FDA regulations, you cannot have plastic within something that's edible, because I guess American kids are too stupid to realize you don't eat plastic. So you don't get the yellow capsule with toy inside. You get two distinct halves, where one half is the edible part and the other half contains a toy. But yes, Kinder Eggs were the best, and some of those toys were fantastic. I remember trading Panini Football 88. Never been happier to see Peter Pearsley, Ugly Mud. Yeah, I did. Well, I actually did Panini 79, I think, although that's probably more my dad's doing. And then I did 85 and 86. And for me, the 86, ironically, the one sticker I needed was the pair, because Panini screwed Scotland and gave the Scottish teams 2 half stickers per page, whereas the English got 1 big sticker. But I needed 2 Hibs players. It was Ian Munro and Kevin McKee I needed to complete the album. There you go. On the same day I bought my first set of Garbage Pail Kids, the Call Me Al single by Paul Simon and Oink comic on the same day. Wow, it's a trio of fun back in those days. Columbo, yeah, the detective. It would be great to see views from where you live. Oh, yeah. I was just discussing it this morning, thinking we've never... Well, here's another fun fact. Where we're going to stay with the sister-in-law, initially we were going to... That was going to be our home. The 3 of us were going to live together. And that was before I thought about doing all things 80s. Because for me, just to be there was enough. But then I quickly realized, wait a minute, I need a dedicated room to put my collection and to film videos. And that's not going to work in a 2-bedroom condo. So that idea got cast aside. So where we're going to stay, we've not actually seen the condo because we couldn't travel until now. Oh, excuse me. But I think I have 2 options in there. 3 options, in fact, because our bedroom, I think I could film videos in there, which would be okay. The sort of dining area, I think, would be quite good to film videos, because I know that she has like shelves at one end that I could maybe buy a few things and put up and then sit in front of that. Or if I could do it on the balcony with the beautiful landscape of all the high-rise towers lit up and the river in the front, could be nice. So definitely be far more interesting views than this, which has been the sort of standard thing for the past few years. So I'll be glad to have a change there. Love buying Kinder Eggs. Yeah, I would love to as well, but like I said, in America, they're not what they should be. Peter Falk, Columbo. Yeah, definitely. So many episodes, still haven't seen them all. Yeah. I remember that was... I think it was a BBC One thing, maybe Friday evenings, like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. possibly. Daniel says, well, the toys you get with them nowadays aren't based on anything pop culture, but I'm pretty sure. I did buy one in Scotland 3 years ago, and it was one of those Minions that wasn't that fussed about. There was a mum that got hassled at the border because her kid has Kinder. Yeah, I remember that story, actually. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Just one more question, sir. Well, if that's for me, then please do fire away. Rachel says it's the very same. I remember Columbo. Anyone remember Manimal starring Simon McCorkindale? Yes, I do. And the reason that sticks with me was because in primary 6, one of the teachers read us the book Death on the Nile. And lo and behold, Death on the Nile, the movie, was on TV shortly after, which I watched because I'd just been read the book. And Simon McCorkindale was in that. So then, next thing I know, Manimal comes on TV with Simon McCorkindale. It was fantastic. Now, did he become a panther and an eagle? Because I don't really remember much about the actual show, but yeah, I do remember Simon McCorkindale was the Manimal. Speaking of Manimal, that is also a Wasp song, and I don't know if that's connected to the show or not. I remember Blackie Lawless on the Live and the Raw album saying, "This is the son of Animal, this is the Manimal." And of course, Animal from Wasp is one of the naughtiest songs ever. Rachel Doyle, Falk was very close friends, as close as you can get, wink, wink, with Charles Manson. revealed in the book The Real Manson by Nielsen. Ah, that is very interesting. Hang on. Now, when you say was very close friends, as close as you can get, wink, wink, we need just clarification on that, if you don't mind. Yes, loved Manimal. Yes, Manimal, one season only. I recall surprised to as Simon McCorkindale passed away a few years ago. Oh, wow, that's sad. Novelization geek, Manimal, yes, that reminded me of Street Hawk. Yes, absolutely. Manimal had the longest title sequence in all of television. I'll need to look that up, actually. It's definitely going with me, and that does create a lot of anxiety right now. I'm assuming you can insure your stuff when it gets shipped overseas. However, there are things that are irreplaceable that I am going to take with me on a number of trips there, such as, I can't see it there, but the dime bag stuff, that's irreplaceable. Even my Kiss sign stuff, that was very special. But also, I mean, as far as things like Star Wars, Mask, all that stuff, if it came to it, can be replaced, even though it's going to cost a fortune. But the stuff, especially, like I have a lot of ornaments and things from my parents that I need to bring with me on the plane, I guess, because that cannot be replaced. But yeah, everything will go with me. I'm not going to sell anything. No way. I've come too far to start selling it. Although I was close quite recently. Ward Rutherford, do tell more. Intrigue. Yeah. Manimal, the intro promised panthers and eagles, but he always just became a ferret. What? I honestly don't remember the show, but wasn't like borderline Michael Jackson Thriller type transformation, or am I getting confused? Because I remember being quite traumatized when I saw Thriller for the first time. No, was Columbo's favorite saying, just one more question, sir. I used to think I Imagine Manimal must be on YouTube. We'll look it up after the stream. Yeah, me too. With Peter Ustinov. Is that in reference to the Death on the Nile? I don't know. Ward Rutherford, interesting. Yes. Panther, eagle, snake. Okay, I was close. Oh, hi, Luke. Spare 10 minutes, lads. How's the stream? Oh, it's fun, Luke. We've been talking about crisps from the 80s and candy cigarettes. And Simon McCorkindale is the Manimal. Recombination Falk was at every day of Manson's trial. Was a boyfriend of his in the early 1960s and got married to cover up his real persuasion. Look up. Ah, interesting. I didn't know that. Although in saying that, I've been having this wonderful ongoing chat with a friend from school. In fact, it's the only person from school that I'm in correspondence with. And we were talking about a few of the teachers who, looking back, were absolutely flaming homosexuals. But as kids in the 80s, we didn't know what that was, so we didn't think anything of it. But looking back, especially this one character, Mr. Nielsen, who had a frosted mullet, a moustache, and he liked wearing sort of pastel colors. Looking back now, yeah, so obvious. But as kids, we had no idea, so I wouldn't have known that McCorkindale was that way inclined. Are you, or were you ever into gaming of any kind? If so, did you have any other retro consoles like Atari, NES, SNES, Sega, Mega Drive? Not really, although I did play the Atari 2600 during the summer holidays. So my mom was the church secretary, and believe it or not, the minister had a nephew of his staying with him, and this nephew was into Iron Maiden, Motorhead, and Kiss, which got put onto me. But he also had the Atari 2600, so yes, I did play that every summer and loved it. But I didn't have any of my own, although I did have, and I've shown it before, the Grandstand. It's not Space Invaders. Astro Wars. That was my favorite game as a kid. That and Demon Driver I had and did enjoy. Hey to Look. Wasp. Great band indeed. Very good band. Fashionably Late. No, he's having good father and son time, which I highly encourage, because let's face it, a lot of what I do is based on my memories of being a kid. So if he can impart some great memories to his kid, that's the best thing a father can do. Well, I didn't realize Flock was of that persuasion. Must have had a thing for the bad boys too, yeah. Hey Monkey Boy. I'd like to make an entrance. Buffering. Okay. Interesting idea. If they did all the guest villains, that would make a lot of great actors into figures. Hang on, did I miss something? Hang on, from Rachel. Why? Just go back a second. I do apologize. I can't. I mean, that sounds like a Batman chat to me, but I may have missed it. I do apologize for that. So, Falk played on Rock Hudson's team. Yeah, sounds like it. Ah, yeah, you met Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons, didn't you? I envy you, mate. I'd love to meet them. And Ace Frehley and Peter Criss. Yeah, actually, believe it or not, I've met them all, but not part of KISS. So it was, good God, it's 10 years ago, in fact. So a decade ago, we had the VIP tickets for KISS at Jones Beach. And what a wonderful day that was, because it started out where we got our gift bags with all the nonsense and stuff in it, but we got ushered into a tent where KISS did a private acoustic show for us. And what was funny was, that was when I decided to get engaged to Mrs. 88. So my plan was to have Gene Simmons be the witness to the engagement. But as we were standing in the tent waiting for the band to come in, Eric Singer walks in, makes a beeline for her, takes her hand and kisses it. I'm like, whoa, what the hell's this? And all through the acoustic show, Eric kept flicking guitar picks at her. So I scored a ton of guitar picks out of it. But yeah, and then after they finished that little performance for us, we got to talk and have stuff signed, which is where I got Gene to witness the engagement, which I thought was kind of cool. But yeah, that was wonderful. But then separately from that, Peter Criss did a book signing at a Barnes & Noble here, which I met him. And then Ace Frehley did a session at the Sam Ash. Excuse me, got to meet him. So I've met them all, but not collectively as KISS. But either way, I'm very happy with that. Peter Ustinov in Death on the Nile as Poirot. Of course, Poirot with the moustache. Hi, Luke. He was my favorite Poirot, if I'm honest. Yeah. Wait, are American children so dumb they had to change Kinder eggs? Yes. Yes, they are. It's ridiculous. Are you still on a break, dude? Hope all is going well. I quite liked Finney as Poirot on Moto, not Motu. Retro gaming I find cool. Grew up with the Atari 2600, NES and SNES. Still play emulators, yeah. If anything, like, I'm not into gaming, but if I were to be, I would want to play the old style games that I do remember. Hey to Jason. Returns this Sunday. Okay, good. You've been taking a break from YouTube, yeah. Had a friend in school, Peter Falk, picked him up once, turned out it was his uncle. One thing I miss from the 80s are video arcades with games 10 times better than your home console. Now your game console is equal to or much better than what you find now. Yeah, that's true. I did like the sort of primitive nature of the old games in the arcades. I did mention on one video before that my uncle and aunt had a pub in Newcastle, and they had one of the first Space Invaders games that we used to visit, and I used to love playing that. Finley was great too. Ustinov was the one who I saw the most on TV. Now I see more of Finney. Rachel was suggesting Columbo action figures. Okay. Thought the villains would make good figures. Yeah, that would be a rather extensive range. We'd need multiple William Shatner's figures. Was that in Ireland? Yeah. Lucky you, mate. Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons witnessing you asking your missus to marry you. It's such a fantastic. Frehley's such a great guitar. Yeah, it was wonderful to do it that way. I still have all the pictures up on the wall there. Yeah, that was very special. Yep, he was staying for a month. The student later told me. Okay, the time has come for the quick restroom break, and I've totally forgotten about some of the stuff I was going to do on this live stream. I got so taken up with Manimal and crisps from the 80s. I'm going to take my quick break, literally 2 minutes. I'll give you the nice image so you don't have to look at an empty chair, and I will mute the microphone so you don't hear me taking a pee. I will be back in 2 minutes. 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Just over the 2 minutes. I do apologize for that, but the comments have continued. What the hell is this? Horse? I get caught up, and I'll bring up a couple of things I wanted to mention that I've totally forgotten about. I've got my notes here and everything, but it's all gone out the window, all this talk of crisps. Maybe visiting the Irish lads. I don't know what that means. Hey to Red Room. Still have a pinball bar cafe here. Nice. Time to take care of business. Yes. Took care of business in a flash. Hi to Luke. Everyone quickly spam the chat with the word horse. Okay. I get it. Oh, come on. The live piss streams are the best. Yeah, I still laugh at some of those old ones. I mean, like I said, I don't watch them back, but I can imagine the hilarity of everyone out there watching and hearing some guy slashing away. In Ireland, they sell repro arcade machines with the vintage, probably. Yeah. I don't know if they have them in Thailand. I'm sure they do, but I do want some of those arcade one-ups. Although I don't like the fact that you have to buy the extra base to get them to be regular height. They should just sell the damn thing as is. But I guess they're trying to keep the costs down. But by the time you add the base, because the base I think is quite expensive. Yeah. Excuse me. Okay, I'm seeing a bunch of horses. So Monkey Boy playing havoc with the chat here. But yeah. Oh, Ben's a bit morose. He's saying hearse. Horse. Hearsay. Okay. Heresy. Cheval. Okay. French, is that? I think it must be. I did study French in school. Cheval. I've just joined, guessing you've nipped away for a... No, not a... Come on, the picture was of a man having a pee. If I go for a jobby, not that I would, I will need to get a separate slide for that. And without reading the rest of the sentence, Rachel had to dump, not that it's connected to the previous comment, had to dump a friend. He caught me watching Are You Being Served? He said it was sexist and racist and said that Facebook rants were right. Yeah, he was a douche. Are You Being Served is one of the greatest shows ever made, and anyone that takes that stuff seriously in 2022 is indeed a douche. Yeah, I'm glad you dumped them because they're not worth having as a friend, if I'm being honest. Daniel would love to meet every member of the original Guns N' Roses lineup. Yeah. Funny thing about Guns N' Roses is that I tend to forget that they are technically an 80s band. I mean, wasn't it like 87 that Appetite came out? So those are, I mean, that was the height of the 80s sort of sleaze rock. You got Motley Crue, Poison, Guns N' Roses. Yes, I do remember Nightmare, but that I think was on ITV, and I was very much a children's BBC viewer, but I did switch over because I think Masters of the Universe was shown on ITV. So I did switch over for that. And on that subject, I'll get there in one moment. I did have something lined up for this stream. Well done horsing around, everyone. Yes, well done indeed. Nolan is laughing. I got a couple to filter through to StreamYard, and here they are now. So there we go. Mrs. Slocum, yes. Mrs. Slocum and her pussy. Nice interlude, dude. Monkey Boy. Yeah, nice one. 87, yeah, but they were formed in 85. So them in Dublin, stage side. Very nice. Nightmare was filmed in my hometown. Awesome. Now, I was going to make a video on this, but I thought, you know what, I'll just do it live. Don't have to worry about editing and stuff. So, a while back, this one arrived, and I'm trying to remember if it's Coldar or Coldar. I think it's Coldar, but it's one of those Mattel Creations exclusives, and I think this might be the last true exclusive. And before we even open this, let's take a look at what's happening with regards to Mattel Creations. And it seems as if Mattel have finally listened to what people were saying, given the fiasco with this figure, excuse me, with the Wondar. Why they would have such short supply for such in-demand figures is just ridiculous. Now, I got lucky. I was able to be on, logged in, everything ready to go. And it was like literally a race against time to add it to the cart to then hit checkout and complete the process. I got lucky. Most people didn't. But Mattel have listened, so their upcoming exclusives or exclusive is this. Now, I'm going to add it to the stream, and I hope this works. Just give me a second so that the YouTube can catch up and I can confirm that this has indeed been added. Wow, my YouTube is somewhat behind, but oh, here we go. Yes, it has been added. So, Grizzlor is the next Mattel Creations exclusive. Now, it goes up for sale on September 9. And I have to assume they have a limited a limited quantity of these already made and ready to ship. And that will happen if you're lucky enough to get in there on September 9 and place an order. However, if you fail to make that September 9 order, fear not, because between September 10 at 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. Pacific until September 11 at 11:59 p.m. Pacific, you can order as many as you want, and they will make them to order, which is, in my opinion, what every pre-order should be. I've already said that Mattel Creations do this the best. Sorry, Super 7 do their pre-orders the best with their Super 7, what are they called? I forget what they're called, but anyway, if you want it, you can order it, and they produce them based on how many people ordered them. So that's going to be the case. So for me, I'm thinking on September 9, given that I'm leaving on September 30, I may just wait and do the September 10. And when it gets shipped, it gets shipped. Because I suspect they have enough to satisfy the initial orders on September 9, which is fair enough. But the fact is, if you want it, you can get it. Now, another one that I did manage to get was the Wundar. And again, they are doing another pre-order, and I believe this is also a made-to-order, which means you have more or less a 2-day window to order as many as you like. And what I found quite ridiculous was there were people who, like me, were lucky enough to get the first Wundar, are upset that other people can now get it, which is so stupid. I'm going to close this off now, actually. How sad are you that you're upset that other people can get something that you already have? I saw people commenting, "Oh, I hope they make it different in some way to differentiate because I was first, I want mine to be special." How shallow are you to get upset that your exclusive figure is no longer special because everyone else gets one? It's pathetic. It really is. And that's given that most of the people who are doing this type of stuff, me, everyone watching this, are what, at least 40 something years old. How sad are you that the thought of someone else getting a toy that you already have would upset you? Pathetic. Anyway, so there you go. If you want these figures, you can have these figures. Like I said, for me, unless I'm thinking I might need to open a PO box here, because I also have a number of Target Batman pre-orders that I'm worried that if they get shipped when I'm away, so I may need to get a PO box, in which case, if I do get one prior to these or prior to the Grizzlor pre-order, I may try and get it one of the ones they've already made. If not, I'll get one that's made to order. I don't care when it comes. But anyway, so rather than do a separate video, here's my, again, Cold R. I really do forget. Interestingly enough, with these Mattel Creations exclusives, they come in this cardboard box that I think is somewhat pointless, but these are less than the normal figures that are on the shelves at Target and Walmart. So I don't really understand how that can be. I mean, obviously it's not the most fancy of cardboard, but either way, it's a nice way of packaging them, and it does keep the card back straight, I hope. So anyway, let's see what this one is all about. And again, we'll find out if it is Cold R or Cold R. I actually forget. Let me just make a quick guess. I'm going with Cold R. Let's see if I got it right. And look at this. We even have an insert to stop it from shaking around in the box. So this is very well thought out, and it's unpunched and straight as a die. So this, in fact, is Cold R. I love the fact that it's so brightly and gaudily colored. Very happy with this, actually. Oh, the back, of course, with these being exclusive, you don't see the other figures in the line, but you get some real stunning artwork on these. I have to confess, I've not actually watched much in the way of the cartoon since the 80s. I did watch it religiously after school as a kid. I'm guessing 82 it would have been. I watched 1 or 2 episodes in the last 12 months, and it wasn't really great viewing, to be honest, but I'm going to watch them all at some point. But so I don't remember ever seeing this figure or this character in the cartoon. I'm sure he was, but maybe someone else can correct me on that. But yeah, the thing about this line is just the bright, vibrant colors. Now, again, I was discussing this with my friend in Scotland about some of these modern lines, and not to belittle them, but things such as Action Force, the new one, of course, it's all just these sort of drab military colors. Nothing really stands out. Whereas with this Motu Origins, you've got so many great, vibrant colors that just look amazing on display. So I am now well behind in the chat. So anyway, yes, ITV, check out the YouTube clip where one boy in the studio mixes up his left and right. Now, did he wear the helmet and his friends had to sort of direct him which way to go on the playboard? Really? Yes. Excuse me. What do you think of the modern rock music? Quote on modern. Not a great deal. There's very few bands that I like. I do like Volbeat. I do like Ghost. Godsmack, I'm okay with. Aside from that, I'm all strictly classic. Young Ones was a great show, yes. I do know what was the premise of the show. I think it was based on a video game style format, but the actual kids were in the video game and they had to go through this castle or something, and the one kid was blindfolded and the other kids had to direct him, I believe. Nightmare. Not a game for you if you don't know left from right. Night and early night for me this week. We'll catch up tomorrow once again. Oh, thank you, Jason. Hope you have a good night. Is it just the one parcel? Is that in reference to my pre-orders? I don't know. Night to Jason. Yep. Everyone's saying Nightmare is a game. Yes. And Jason's saying good night. The thriller author who died last year was one of the secretaries in Are You Being Served? Okay. Oh, the secretaries were the hot ones. The Mr. Oh, God damn it. I've forgotten already. What was the name of the department store? Brothers. Oh my God. Someone help me out. A live action RPG for kids shown in the 80s. Night to Jason. Oh, I see. Everyone quick spam Dean in the chat. Hey. I'm psyched for the Super 7 reaction Beastie Boys figures. Yeah, I tell you what, Super 7 get the best licenses, and they are all things 80s. As I said in a previous video, I love that company. I don't know why people hate them so much. Check Nightmare out on YouTube. Probably quite dated now, but it was fun back in the day. Yeah, I will. Yes, Monkey Boy filmed at the Anglia TV studios. Elitist behavior for the wonder. Yeah, it really was. How sad are you to get upset that other people can now get a figure that you have? It's stupid. Not shallow enough to care. That seems childish. Yep, very childish. The people behaving like that over Wundar are like the anti-Repro Star Wars. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it's like. Very true. Totally agree. My God, people are moaning about others getting figures. Ridiculous. If everyone follows Mattel's idea, it would solve so many problems for collectors, crazy eBay prices, and scalpers especially. That's exactly it. Because apparently, all the Wundars that are on eBay have suddenly just dropped in price because people can now get them if they want them. Mini comics are way better than the show, just saying. I'm quite sure. I don't get modern toy collecting. Vintage toys, yes, for the nostalgia. No wonder there's sod all left for my kid after the men children clear the shelves. Cue Michael French blaming distribution. Yeah, that's something I was. I will address at some point, but I am somewhat of a hypocrite because I do collect McFarlane's Batman 66. But had there been a Batman 66 line when I was a kid, just like there were Kenner's Star Wars figures as a kid, I wouldn't even give this new stuff a second glance, much in the same way that I don't look at Black Series vintage collection stuff, because for me, I only want what I enjoyed as a kid. But I do have views on this subject. Absolutely, I do. But I probably end up upsetting a bunch of people. They are the same people who are mad at someone who gets number 4 from a series when they got number 5. Yeah. That's because kids don't play with toys anymore, so they target the adult collectors. Yeah. As we all know, adult collectors are more childish than children nowadays. Yeah, it seems that way. I mean, I couldn't believe, because it was on one of these Motu Origins Facebook pages, and someone said, well, I hope they make this new Wondar different because I don't want people thinking they got the same one that I got. Strange. Anyway, did anyone see the Young Ones episode featuring Motorhead? Yes, absolutely. 100% right. I'm excited for the Super 7. Yes. I've not pre-ordered that because I believe, in fact, I still have the page open on my phone. I'm just going to confirm the release date. Because, let me see. It's a pre-order late summer 2023. So I don't know where I'm going to be. And I would hate to put in the order and not even be in the damn country. But with most of these Ultimates, you can buy them after the fact. So I'm going to hang off, but it is a great looking figure, certainly. Excuse me, it's sad but true, yeah. I like Super 7 Back to the Future action figures. Pity these did not exist back in the day when the film was released. Yeah, that's exactly what I feel as well. That I got to see. Okay, maybe I can call this up. If I can do this. Okay, found it. I'll just share the screen quickly. I don't want to spend too much time. So this is it. It's $55 to pre-order. And the pre-orders closed, damn, in 3 days. So again, Super 7 give you at least a month to pre-order if you really want something. And as you can see, it's got some fantastic accessories. You've got 3 different heads, multiple pairs of hands. You've got the middle finger, you've got the cigarette, even got a bottle of Jack Daniels, got the Rickenbacker bass, got the classic Lemmy mic stand up there, angled. Very much something that I would like, but as I said, I'm just concerned that I'm not going to be around when it gets delivered. They also do some of the War Pig figures along with a Lemmy 3 3/4 inch figure, which is quite cool. So yeah, I mean, even the close up here, that's a pretty decent likeness, has to be said. And the box is fantastic. So this is something that does interest me, but based on my potential location, it may not work. But it's far too muscular. That's one thing I don't like. They kind of failed on that part. But nevertheless, pretty cool. So I think I stopped shitting that, did I? I hope so. Grace Brothers, thank you, Rich. Of course, how could I forget that? Your point about kids don't play with toys, so they target adults with disposable income. Yeah. Lemmy will be gone 7 years in December. Shit, really? 7 years? God, you're right, because he died the same day as my mum. That was a hell of a day for me, but it was at December 28th, 2015. Yeah, 7 years. Good God. That is frightening. Rachel, that's a massive generalization. No, I think that's where we're at now. Kids are all iPads and phones and things, whereas it's the adults that are buying the toys. That's an awesome episode. Hey, I managed to get on live. I keep missing them. Oh, glad you're here, Neil. Really young ones. Who'd have thought Rick Mile would have died before Lenny? Yeah, true. Yeah, rest in peace, Rick. Wow, Super 7 Lemmy. Nice. Yeah. I mean, it is nice, but $55, I think 35 is more accurate, but it is what it is. And, as I said in my video about Super 7, they're not at the same stature as your Mattels or Hasbros, so they do have to charge a bit more to make things work for them. I like the products anyway. That's sick looking. The Ace of Spades motherfuckers. Looks like Derek Smalls. Yeah, he did actually, didn't he? I reckon. No, it's not kids that have PlayStations and iPads and phones, so they don't see the need to play with toys. But I do think toy prices has something to do with it. Yeah, absolutely. That set looks fantastic. It is. I mean, 3 heads, multiple hands, little accessories. I think it's a great little package. I mean, as it is, I have the Ghost Papa Emeritus 2 pre-ordered from them, and I pre-ordered that, I don't know when, months ago, maybe even a year ago, I forget, because I have the Papa 1 from them, and that came with 2 heads, 2 costumes, multiple hands, accessories and everything. It's so well done. Yeah, we all have our opinions. It's all good. Rest in peace, Lemmy. Yeah. Dean, got a call, have to run. Great stream again, mate. Good to see you all wonderful folks in the chat. We'll catch you. Yeah, thanks, Ben. It does. Wallet isn't going to like it. Yeah. You agree toy prices have kind of driven kids off the mark? Well, I think so as well. I mean, I keep harking back to the time where with my pocket money each week, I could buy at least one Star Wars figure for what, like £1.50 or £1.75 or something. Nowadays, I'm assuming in the UK, like a vintage collection figure is what, £15-16 or something. I don't see how kids can afford that. It's looking like I'm going to sell my Star Wars collection with Rumba or maybe Barada. I'm going to end. Okay, sorry, I misread that. I'm going to end my collection. Yeah, I ended mine with one of those bloody Ewoks, Warrock, I think it was. Yeah, if I'd known now what I knew when I started, I would have bought the first 7 or the last 17 before the prices became obscene. I remember we lost Lemmy, Bowie, and Alan Rickman in quick succession. Yeah. Yeah, take care, Ben. Rumba. My son is 10 and still plays with the wrestling figures. Good to hear. And that's nice to know that it's not all about video games and iPads. I remember you saying, don't end it on a shitty figure. Yeah, I guess that was, yeah, I did. If I could change things, I would have ended my collection on something nice like a Luke Stormtrooper or whatever, but instead I ended up with a bloody Ewok. Agreed, Nolan. This will sell in Canada for 60, so yeah. Okay, I'm going to head off now, Daniel. Okay, thanks, Daniel. Bit tired. Greetings from Northern Ireland. Thanks, Daniel. Red Room, I know. Daniel, you live in Canada? Rachel, no, I don't agree. The kids, parents or adults too, it's all relative. If I couldn't afford toys back in the day, my parents bought them for me. The cost of living has risen in everything. Yep, true. Take care, Daniel. Red Room just outside Seaskin. Oh, nice. Winnipeg. Toys R Us seems the only one who carries Super 7. Just subscribe to your channel at Red Room. Okay, good. Cheers, Ben. The figures coming out now, if I was a kid, I would have lost all the part. Oh, yeah, the figures these days are very sort of intricate with all the little pieces and things. Toys R Us is the only place I've seen them. Well, of course, no Toys R Us for me. Although, ironically, where the new Target opened up used to be Toys R Us, but it's still quite a hike for me to get there, and it pretty much sucks anyway. Thank you. You didn't have to do that. I'm seeing here, again, I do apologize because the comments are behind on StreamYard versus YouTube. Oh, here we go. Used to get 20p a day for bus fare, etc. Starbucks figures cost £1.10 at the time. I'd walk each way to school and back and beg for the extra 10p so I could get one. Absolutely no regrets. Yeah, I used to get 10p a day to buy something from the shop on the way home from primary school. Typically a Jubilee in the summer, frozen drink. And when they had something cool like the pirate tattoo gum, I'd get 3 packets of that for 3 pence each plus 1 penny chew. Yes, but they also see the kids aren't school, don't play with toys, so they drop toys trying to be cool. Yeah, toys are definitely not aimed at kids anymore. No worries, all good. Yes, it is. You have a channel, Nolan? Can't find it. Adrian says, hello to you, Adrian. Hope you're doing Xmas Countdown, dude. Been with you last 2. I know you're going to be busy, but you've become part of my Christmas. Oh, excellent. Thank you, Neil. Fear not. I have plans in place. There will most certainly be Christmas live streams, and I think they will be the best ones we've done because the trip to Thailand, I purposely did it in such a way that I would be back for December because I couldn't miss potentially one last cold Christmas. So I'm going to come back having spent 2 months in Thailand, hopefully finding a new base and all that good stuff. I'm going to be as high as a kite and in great spirits. I'm going to come back from having a wonderful 2 months in Thailand to immediately set up all the Christmas decorations and start these Christmas shows. And I did this sort of last week. I put out the idea of doing like 80s Christmas parties where we're going to get guests on. We're going to drink Christmas drinks and relive Christmas of the 80s with all the good catalogs and TV specials and music we enjoyed back then. So fear not, there will definitely be a ton of Christmas content I'm already looking forward to. In fact, I had other stuff to mention as well. We'll get to that. Where are we? Good Lord, 2 hours. Oh my God, I've already gone more than I thought. Okay, I'm going to catch up and then say what I have to say. Anyway, I think kids today might be nostalgic for the cheap toys they buy in pound shops, their pocket money. Those toys are awful, but they do sell like hotcakes. My Black Series collecting will probably end with Leia Bush archive release. So you're going to call an end to your collection. Brave. Greetings to Adrian. Rachel, like I say, you have your opinion, I have mine. We are the same. It would be, if we all had the same opinion, we'd be in the retroblasting chat. I see what you did there. I've thought about it, I just don't have time. Yes, indeed. I'm liking this channel. I hope you mean mine, because I like that you like it. Hi, Adrian. Awesome. Yep, you bet. You bet. I'm going to make it the best Christmas streams on the whole of YouTube. How about that? There we go. Yes, you should do it. It's fun to do. You should start with shorts, 15 seconds out of your life. Red Room, yes, I thought. It's one of the best channels out there. Who's that? Obviously, I'm not talking about this one, but I'm assuming that's your channel. Anyway, okay. Stuff to nah, I can leave that there. In terms of stuff to sort of comment on, so not to get all bitchy and complaining and stuff, but I do want to address one or two things. So for the longest time, I had the TeePublic store that did not bad, actually, pretty successful, if I'm being honest. And out of the blue, I got kicked off of that for what they claimed were multiple violations, but I didn't receive multiple violations prior to this. And I suspect someone out there has reported me for whatever reason, because I see on YouTube other channels, they are selling T-shirts with other franchises such as Star Wars and things. And one of them, who I'm not going to name, but we had our run-in with this chap a while back. He bitches and complains that his stuff gets taken down, but his store didn't get kicked off. Mine got kicked off, so I got banned from TeePublic, but I did set up with Teespring, which I don't think it's as good, but I did order some stuff for myself to see how it looks, and if I like it, I'll promote it and whatnot. But that happened at the same time as a number of my old videos, like 3-year-old videos, suddenly got flagged for demonetization. So someone out there has been a complete dick and has reported me on all fronts, which in itself, if you want to do that, tell me who you are. We can talk about it face to face, but some coward has gone out of their way to make sure that I suffer. But like I said, if the stuff I receive from Teespring is good, I'll definitely make an effort to promote that. And as far as people, snitching that I may have had some copyrighted material in my videos, get a life, really. I mean, what's that all about? Anyway, EMS 3, can't wait for Christmas. Yeah, it's come around fast, eh? I mean, already the stores here are filled with Halloween stuff, which is ridiculous. After that, you check out everyone else's. We're all great. I definitely agree. Top-notch channel. Thank you. Oh, I didn't realize you were talking about me. That's very kind of you. The shelves are empty due to army builders. Yeah. I saw an advert today on my phone from Entertainment Earth, and one of the things they were pushing was the Monopoly set with the remnant Stormtrooper figure from the Retro Collection. I thought, you bastards, you put the one army builder into the expensive Monopoly set. That's terrible. Adrian said, I've been watching your Batman collection recently. I think it's awesome. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I do like that. Very proud of it, actually. Give her no. She's allowed to voice her opinion, as are you. No, Rachel, don't be quiet for anyone else. Cheers now for something completely different. Okay. I want an 80s hat. Well, they do have like a sun hat on the Teespring, but I don't think it looks to be that great quality. I'm going to look into that though. But I did get a kid's T-shirt for my nephew in Thailand, a couple of bags, and a T-shirt for myself. So we'll see how those look. That's sad. We call it grassing culture. Yeah, grass. I mean, okay, I get it. I said some pretty offensive stuff back in May, or in fact, you know what? I don't even know, because I don't watch back old live streams. But yeah, I was drunk, I was hurt, I was upset, and I said some bad stuff, I'm sure. But the impact it's had is quite telling. I mean, even again, I say this. I don't want to use the term circle jerking again, because that got me in trouble. But there was a lot of that within the YouTube thing, where if you're part of the clique, you do well. If you're on the outside, you don't do well. But what I do well is with people, genuine people who don't produce YouTube videos but enjoy the scene and they enjoy what I have to say. And I very much appreciate that a lot more than having people pat me on the back because they want me to pat them on the back type of thing. Looking forward to Halloween. I can give or take. For me, it's all about Christmas. But yeah, Halloween is fun. Although I really have exhausted my Halloween material. I think I managed to put stuff up for the past couple of years, looking back at Halloween in the 80s, but I don't think I can add to what I've done previously. Although I did enjoy when I did the duking for the apples and the nuts. And I put a GoPro, I think I put a GoPro at the bottom of the bucket with the water and all those apples and nuts on top. So you can see my ugly coupon diving into this bucket of water. Anyway, a hat would be cool. Yeah. Just going around in circles, Dean. As I say, she has her opinion. I have mine. Okay, yeah, no need to fight about it. We all have our own opinions. Maybe it was some woke nut job. Those people are dangerous. Yeah, the cancel culture. I think I've been a victim of, or someone has tried to cancel me, that's for sure. And it's ironic because, like I said, I admit I had a couple of Star Wars and Transformers styled shirts for sale, and a number of them did sell. But I never got any notification that I'd infringed copyright. And then for TeePublic to say you're gone for multiple violations, I don't get that because, like I said, there are other channels who are clearly violating copyright who still get to do it. So I don't know. That's the other thing as well, is the number of dislikes I get is quite remarkable as well. And ironically, I think I ask people in my videos, oh, please like and share and stuff. But I don't really like, unless it's someone I know personally, I tend to watch your video and just move on to the next video. But for people to go out of their way to dislike, and it's funny as well, because there were times on the live streams where you could see, like prior to YouTube shutting down the whole dislike visibility, I would see like 4 or 5 dislikes before a live stream even went live. Bizarre. Shows their mentality, not yours. If they can handle you, they're not going to survive. You did nothing wrong. Well, I probably said some bad stuff. I put my hands up. Referring to whoever has an obsession with going after you, right? Who tried to... I don't know. Someone clearly did, because the fact is, within the space of 2 days, I got kicked off of TeePublic and then got notifications that a bunch of my old videos, like 4 or 5 of them on the same email, got flagged for copyright. And these are like 3-year-old videos, all very strange. I ran out of beer, too lazy to walk to the night shop. Still have white rum and Fanta in the fridge. With these combined, you got to do what you got to do. I say yes. Fanta, you're in trouble now, yeah. Do you remember the movie The Black Hole? I do remember it, but I don't have any figures, I'm afraid. Fuck this, I'm going to get some beer. I like collecting Stan Solo stuff. Me too. I tell you what, though, if it wasn't for Stan Solo, I would not have a complete Star Wars collection, because there's no way I'm paying $200-300 for a damn figure, and for one in bad condition as well, for that matter. I got brand new examples, fresh, minty fresh. Luke Stormtrooper Barada, Death Star Gunner, A-Wing Pilot, Yakface, Amanaman. Absolutely helped me out, and they look fantastic. There will be another Stan Solo video coming soon, actually, but all I'm going to say for now. Black Hole figures are fairly pricey to pick up now, yeah. Everybody hit the like button, show Dean some love. Want to say, oh, thank you, Dave. Very kind of you. Words, Dean, words. No word has ever done no violence. Violence is violence, not word. Yeah, I agree with that. The fact is that I've said this before, I'm not ashamed to say this. My emotions lie just under the surface, both good and bad. I can get like emotional at the drop of a hat. Like I can cry at anything, but I can also go full on psycho at anything. And that's what happened. I got, in fact, I don't even remember what happened. It was May 4th, because I did a live stream for the first time since the end of December. And I wanted to talk about, excuse me, if Star Wars meant to you toys or the movies. And someone pushed my buttons about the Iconicon thing, and I went off on a rant and burned a lot of bridges and whatnot. But hey, it is what it is. Tell that to Will Smith. Yeah, the slap heard around the world. We had a terminated. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Yeah. You can get the black hole figures from Diamond Select. I got the EV99. Didn't want a bendy arms falling off one for $250. Exactly. That's exactly my point. And speaking of that, so I am on the hunt for a TIE fighter pilot figure. I'll explain again real quickly. I want to take a TIE fighter pilot figure, vintage of course, with me to Thailand for photo ops, and I'll use the hashtag TIE fighter pilot, but spelled THAI. I was shocked to see the prices of these figures on eBay. Like, I don't want, because mine, I ripped off a card, brand new figure, so I could smell it and everything. So mine is brand new. I'm not going to take that with me. No way. I want one that's not, I don't want a beater, but I don't want a minty one. I want something in the middle. My God, $30. Average $40 even for a not mint TIE fighter pilot is obscene. Can't believe it. But yeah, I'm going to I need to make a move on that soon, actually. Should I bring that up? Oh, I'm already 30 minutes. In fact, I'm already 43 minutes over. I need to control myself and not go over time too much, even though it is fun, though. Novelization Geek, thumbs up. I don't cry easily, but I do lose my rag. Yeah, I am very much, like I said, the emotions lie just under the surface, both good and bad. That was violence. Words didn't hurt Will Smith, but Will Smith hurt him. Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't hurt to say how you're feeling. Express yourself. Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any experience with Belgian beers? Not exactly. I did have some recently. In fact, it was when we went to see the Elvis movie. I guess that was like the first weekend of July, because the local theater here, I think we took the Uber to get there, and on the way back we walked home. But we walked home, went past the German restaurant, who has great German food, obviously, but they also had a list of German and Belgian beers, and whatever beer I chose was Belgian. It was delicious. I couldn't tell you what it was, though, I'm afraid. He's paying the price now, both his greatest moment Oscar win and greatest fall in one night. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Who's your favorite Doctor Who actor? It's not about favorite. It's just that I do remember when I first watched Doctor Who, it was Tom Baker. And that kind of stuck with me, I guess. I have two. I can send you one if you want. Oh, you mean, oh, no, you don't need to do that. I appreciate the gesture, but you don't have to send me yours. Don't do that on my behalf. Hang on. Is Stella Belgian? Stella, oh, I guess it might be actually. I don't really care for that, to be honest. Adrian James. AOTJW. I don't know what that means. Oh, hi, Blake. It's good to see you here. Novelization got to go night off. Well, thank you for stopping by. So true, so true. That would be amazing, dude. Yes, it's far too kind. Anyone other than Jodie Whittaker. You know, I haven't seen Doctor Who since the 80s, I don't believe. Again, I'm not a fan, so I may get this wrong, but I do remember my first Doctor was Tom Baker. Then was it Peter Davidson, perhaps? Those were the two I do remember watching. Belgian beer and French fries with mayo. Yeah, it's a good combination. Night Lovelace, cheers for stopping by. The TIE Fighter cardback graphics are the best. Now, that was one of the only, was it 3 figures? I could be wrong. Or 4 that didn't have the character as the cardback, that had the ship they were piloting. So the TIE Fighter pilot, I think, had the TIE Fighter. The AT-AT commander, I think, had the AT-AT. The A-Wing pilot, I think, had the A-Wing. And I'm not sure about B-Wing. Someone can let me know. Excuse me. Right, I hear you, Neil. Yeah, the TIE Fighter pilot. I'm not the only one who likes mayo. Yeah, it's fantastic. Stella is Belgian. Okay. I'm having Jupiter now, similar to Stella. Okay. Great Pilsner beers. Stella Artois is Belgian, and there is... Yeah, I've had the Stella cider. In fact, it was Christmas Eve, and I think I did one of the Christmas live streams. One of the guests was Grindhead Jim, and he told me, because I just bought a bottle of Apple Jack Daniels, and he said, "Oh, you want to mix Apple Jack Daniels with cider?" I thought, great idea. So I went to the supermarket, I bought cider, but it turns out it was a dark fruit berry cider, and it didn't really work. So I went back to the store and I bought Stella cider, which went down a treat with the Apple Jack Daniels. Fantastic stuff. Mayo and fries is it is good, actually. We don't get Jupiter here. Sounds delicious. Yes, it does. If you've not seen it since the 80s, you've missed the subsequent highs with Eccleston and Tennant, and the absolute low with Jodie Whittaker. I don't understand why they would make Doctor Who a female, but that's just me, I guess. A Jelly Belly. I've not had that for a long time. I would like a Jelly Baby, though. Much different texture. Not had those for decades. The TIE Fighter pilot is a great figure. Stocky and solid. Yes, it is. Yes, he was the best. We don't talk about the Whittaker. Oops, my bad. I met Tom Baker in 79 in Sutton Coldfield. I still have the book he signed. I was 4, so it's a bit of a blur, but still a nice thing to have. Carlsberg Export all the way, not the weak stuff. What's the... Hang on, Carlsberg Export. What am I... Did Carlsberg... Did they do Super Strength, or was that Tennant Super Strength? And what was the other one that the bums would drink? Cali... Is it Carlsberg Super Strength? Is that the name? Carlsberg Super Strength. But Tennant's also did one, like, we're talking like 9% alcohol here. Mark, was he the character? I heard he used to do that. I'm not sure. So, I think I covered all my points, although I failed on the first one was stick to 90 minutes, so that's long gone. Mentioned the whole Patreon membership thing. I got to look into that. Kicked off TeePublic, got that. Apologize for repeating myself. I covered that. So Going forward, yes, going forward, we're currently in talks with two other fantastic channels about creating a live stream based, or a live stream with 3 channels uniting as one to bring forward something of interest. News on that will be coming up very soon, hopefully. But would there be interest in me doing live streams, like having one guest and giving them like a real grilling, like asking them some good hard-hitting questions about the 80s and things? Or do you like me just here rambling away? I don't know. I don't know if people tune in hoping that I'm going to slip up again or not, but I quite like the idea of putting forward questions to a guest and having various categories and things. So that's something I'm thinking about, but let me know if that's a good idea or not. But like I said, there will be a separate live stream with a separate name to it that I think could be a big hit. In fact, I'm sure it will be, which is different from this stream. So, my God, me on 2 streams, oof, it's a bit much, eh? Feel sorry for Whitaker, and especially Cabaldi. I don't know what any of that means. It was Tennant's, and I'm not a bum. Also Kestrel. So was Tennant's Super Strength. Oh, Carlsberg Special Brew was the other one. That was it. That was like the silver tin with the maroon writing, I think. So Cali Special and Tennant Super. I believe they were like, what, 8-9%? Why feel sorry for them? I don't know what that's in reference to. I do apologize for being a bit behind. Capaldi gave a great performance, but the scripts, having a ball, keep rolling. I know, but where are we now? We're at 2 hours 23 minutes, which equates to 5:23 p.m. Let's see. I have no more drink to pour, so this, once that's done, then we're done. Okay. Yes, not as bad as Chibnall. I don't know what that is. I liked Matt Smith as Doctor Who, and now he's in the House of Dragons. Oh, best behavior now. Here she is. Monkey Boy would be up for that. So an interview series. Let's see. He was in The Crown as well. He's done well post Who. Great that you were collaborating. I was under the impression you weren't comfortable having guests on anymore. Like, yeah, I once I have a few of these, I can talk to anyone. But no, you're right though. But the 2 folks I've been talking with are great lads, and I have no problems being on screen with them whatsoever. So that's why that's going to work. I'm just thinking that if I do a show interviewing people, slightly problematic, but I'm just putting it out there. So let me know. I like the ramble, but progression is cool. Keep moving forward. Oh, Monkey Boy saying hi to Petchy. Whitaker is a good actress, but she got caught up in the politics of the showrunner and the Times, ruining Doctor Who in the process. An interview by All Things 80s would be a nice idea. Excuse me. Yeah. Wankered after one car, can in the park. Yeah, that my memories of like Super Strength and Special Brew was that 16-year-old would have one can and that would be it. Lights out. Jinball couldn't write his way out of a paper bag. So I guess he's a Doctor Who writer? Don't cross the streams, Ray. Oh, I've heard that expression before. Agreed. The new showrunner is helping in the new choice. Oh, waving to Monkey Boy, nice. Red Room, hi to Petchy, very nice. Great idea. Okay. Yeah. What's this? I can't see what those mean. Definitely waving going on there. You have some looking mags. I remember back. Oh yeah, I've got a few of those actually. They're fantastic magazines. Ah, as it happens, let me just check if Amazon has delivered this or not. Because if not, well, it doesn't matter if it's here or not. We're not going to use it today. But I'm expecting a HDMI cable. It's not here yet. That hopefully I can use on my GoPro to set up as a second camera, and then maybe we can look at things as we go live, and if that makes sense. Where are we now? Or just review some jazz mags. Yeah, as it happens, one of the first jazz mags I remember was a Razzle. And believe it or not, after much research, I did find someone has scanned the front and back page of those, and seeing them brought back a lot of memories and a lot of other feelings, if you know what I mean. Tree is flying the Thai flag. Thank you, Tree. Hayden, I've been watching the stream on YouTube app on PS4, no live chat. I've got my tablet back so I can chat now. Awesome, Toy Boy. Glad you're thinking forward. Yeah, I have to really, because this has been a really bad year so far in terms of my well-being and whatnot. But I've got over that now, and things are on the up. So that's why I'm able to do these streams again. And you know what? I was thinking about this morning that I did do. I think it was last year, probably almost a year ago. I did one stream called the Sober Stream, but I didn't drink, and I think it went okay. But I still have to, get myself psyched up for these. So we're at 2:28, 2 hours 28. Did you buy any smash hits? Of course I did. I have a few of those also. So again, this could be something. And then you know what's so funny? I got sent a message. I guess it was earlier this week where another channel was doing a live stream very much in the same vein that I was doing, looking at old catalogs. I thought, you know what, that's a good format to use. So maybe if I get this cable delivered today, if I can work out how to use the damn thing, we can have a secondary camera maybe over here, and I can be flipping pages of smash hits, looking, etc. Excuse me. And you know what? If you don't mind, I would like to quickly take another wee, and this will be the last break because we're going to definitely wrap things up under the 3-hour mark. So, if I may, I'm going to quickly take a break, and when we come back, we're going to discuss the plans going forward and answer any questions you may have, and we'll get things going in the right direction. I'll be right back under 2 minutes, I promise. And that was under 2 minutes, so I apologize for that there. I need to maybe do a better type of video when I go away. Maybe I can put music onto something or whatever. So we're back. So yes, smash hits. I can do videos looking at those. I remember seeing Linda Lusardi in a jazz mag from page 3 to naked. Wow. Yeah. Petchy is going, she's going crazy with the icons, or the, what do you call them? Emojis. Fantastic. Gerard, evening all finished. 12-hour workday. What a nice surprise this is. Oh, thanks, Gerard. Can you switch between the two cameras on your computer without a problem? Don't know yet. I need to sort of try that first, see how that all works out. Why not interview people who make toys, props, customize, etc., amateurs, professionals? There's a world of makers retired related to vintage toys, for example, the makers of these resin. Yes, actually, I was speaking with one of these such makers. Lash 17 helped me out, so you know who he is. That's going to happen, and we can maybe get the mask. I still got them there. That's definitely possible. We can discuss techniques and how they go about things. The second stream would be good as long as it doesn't take away from this one. No, I'll still do this one. Oh boy, Blake. Thank you so much, Blake. Dean, just think, we're only 4 months from Christmas. This is very exciting for your Christmas live streams, the best. Thank you so much, Blake. I really do appreciate that. That is so generous and so helpful. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hey, Gerard, missed all the crisps. Yeah, you missed a lot of crisps, chat. You could have categories based on Trivial Pursuit. You don't get much more activities than that. Exactly. I did think, or I discussed it last week, that it could be an idea to maybe have a quiz part of it. But for me, it has to be like a party theme. So it has to, even if you don't drink alcohol, you can have a drink of Coke or whatever. But we need to be drinking and wearing Christmas hats and things. It should be fun. Very cool. Yes. Thank you, Blake. I think I said yes. Thanks, Blake. Yes. 2:59 is also under the 3-hour mark. Yeah, we're getting close to that. Oh crap! Best rewatch once it's over. Sup, monkey boy? Yeah. You think this will go over 3 hours? No, it definitely will not. It simply cannot, because I've nothing else to drink, and I'm not doing another beer one. I've done that in the past. In fact, the worst one, I think I've said this before, the worst one I ever did was, I was a guest on, I think it was Universal Shabby Reviews, and I ran out of beer. And I said, oh, I'll be right back. So I didn't even hide my camera. So I left the empty chair for about 5 minutes as I literally sprinted from here to the local deli and bought another 6-pack of beer and then came back. So yeah, I'm not doing it today, but I have done it in the past whereby I've ran out to buy more beer. No trolls in the chat this week. I've had an easy, oh yeah. Oh, awesome. Yeah, you're right. What sweets did you like? Do you remember? Opal fruits, toffos, and pacers. Yes. Pacers, you're going to love this now. I've got about this much left, and the prospect of a beer run is appealing to me, but I don't want to fall into that trap. Anyway, pacers, you say. So, back in, I'm going to say it was 2011, on a trip back to Scotland, I went into my old bedroom and found all my old Lego. And within that Lego, I found a couple of artifacts, which I'm about to show you. So, one of those artifacts was this. And I'm hoping this brings back a ton of memories, because this is a wrapper from a Pacers. which was a spearmint chew. Not only that, I found this wrapper, which I vaguely remember, but this is from a company called Anglo. It's, excuse me, BMX action gum. I mean, how cool is that? And this is saying it's rad red bubble gum. But when I saw this just took me right back. Pacers, fantastic stuff. So yes, Toffos, I loved, especially the mixed one. The originals in the red packet were good, but the mixed one, because they had a banana flavor, absolutely fantastic. Another old favorite of mine was the Texan bar, which is sadly no longer with us. Maybe next time, Monkey Boy. Hope not. I don't know what that's in relation to. If you want, Monkey Boy, I could troll you next time if you make me feel... No trolls, please. Yeah, I've had enough of trolls, actually. Laughing. Go to a nearby shop, Dean. Would not mind waiting a few minutes. I know, I don't want to keep drinking. Chewits, yep. In terms of favorite, strawberry first. Blackcurrant next, I would imagine. Pacers, yeah. Looks like a wrapper from Fruit Stripe Gum. Zebra was the mascot. No, this was a UK. This was strictly a UK type of thing. If I remember rightly, the composition of this chewy mint sweet changed, whereby it became like a sandwich of white, green, and white. But I'm sure when they first came out, probably the 70s, it may have just been the one color, but I could be wrong on that. Chewits. You mean this? No, this wasn't this. It looks like Chewits, doesn't it? But there was I don't think there was a mint Chewits. Well, now you got me questioning myself. Okay, we'll do some research, and before the next stream we can clarify. But to me, that is Pacers. But now you got me second guessing. I could tell you your masked rhino is off color. Oh, so that's to Monkey Boy, I'm assuming. Bazooka Joe's. That was the long bubble gum, is that right? Right with you there. The mixed flavor Toffos. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, what a beast. His color is wrong. Mint Poppets from the cinema. Poppets, Now, did Poppets do a raisin covered in chocolate as well? Because that's something I definitely enjoyed. Poppets. Oh, what about Revels? Those were the best. However, you never quite knew if you were biting into a peanut Revel or one of those rock hard caramel Revels. The best one was the orange fondant Revel, and of course they had the flat one, which was like a minstrel, I believe. Those were good. Very much enjoyed those. Just kidding. Pacers were plain white, then they were striped. Okay, so am I right in saying, but the stripe was like a sandwich of white, green, white? Or was the stripe through the middle? I don't remember now. Yes, could be Pacers, Dean. Long time. Yeah, I don't think Chewits ever did a mint variety. I remember Pacers being white with the green pinstripes. Yeah. Old Yorkie bars. Yep. Was it like no girls allowed, or this is a man's only chocolate bar or something? Oh, okay. Not for girls. There we go. I have no clue about these treats, but I do know Bazooka Joe's. Now, did Bazooka... I remember... Okay. I'm okay. Fun fact: the other day we were in Walgreens, and I had this sudden hankering for bubble gum. Now I've not chewed bubble gum since the 90s, I guess, but I had this hankering for Hubba Bubba. But they only had Hubba Bubba in the form of tape, which is like this plastic wheel that has the tape. Okay, I cut off a slice, put it in my mouth. It didn't taste the same, but it was similar, but not quite the same. But Bazooka Joe, was that a long, maybe, I don't know, 10 centimeter length of bubble gum wrapped in plastic, and they had a cola flavor? Now, all gum was not created equally back in the 80s because Hubba Bubba was non-stick. You could blow a bubble, it would burst, and you could peel it off your face, no problem. But Bazooka Joe would stick, and you have to like really peel off each part, and then by that point, it just became a whole mess. But there was also Bubblicious that I don't fully remember. But Hubba Bubba came in original and strawberry. That much I do remember. Hang on, am I way behind? Wait a minute, where are we? Oh, here we go. Oh, Tree. Thank you, sir. Please consider sharing 88's publications. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Tree. Incredibly kind of you and very much appreciated. I recently found a little collection of Terminator 2 stickers, which came along with chewing gum in the 90s. Long rectangular stickers, 4 by 6 centimeters. Ever seen these? No, I have not. They've stopped putting peanuts in Revels. Oh, no. I guess because peanut allergy, folks. Again, a case of the minority dictating to the majority. Nice one. Yes, nice one indeed. Thank you, Turi. Haven't seen Hubba Bubba in years. Yeah, like I said, I found it. Let me just grab it, in fact. So this they call Hubba Bubba bubble tape. And it's like a, oh shit, it's like a whole tape of bubble gum that you pull out and cut off like tape. I mean, it's vaguely similar to what I remember as a kid, but just not as delicious, to be honest. How dare they? Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite, well, not actually, it's not a favorite joke, but I remember one joke. So everyone knows Nico McBrain from Iron Maiden, the drummer, is a funny guy, and I went to a number of his drum shows in the UK when I was younger, and he would tell a lot of jokes. And one joke was, he said, he went to the doctor. He says, "Doctor, I've stuck a peanut up my bum." Doctor says, "Don't worry, it'll come down a treat." So UK folks should get that joke. I've come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Do you remember Omega chewing gum? Not at all. Not familiar with that brand, Adrian. No. They were peppermint flavor. Now, peppermint flavor, I do remember in the form of golf ball bubble gum or chewing gum, which were nothing like golf balls because golf balls have dimples and the chewing gum had more like spikes around them. But yeah, I get what they were trying for. Check the best before date on the end of the Hubba Bubba Dean. Just kidding. Yeah, I mean, it smells vaguely similar to what I remember, but not quite the same. Ha ha ha. Treats, old name for M&Ms. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Oh God, Dean, you Brits. Yeah. I'm almost out of drink here. So, what should I do? Why do we keep doing this? We're already at Getting close to 3 hours here. What the hell? How is it every other channel has a set time schedule and they just close things off, and I just keep rambling on like a maniac. Anyway, ever seen John Carpenter's They Live? I don't believe I have. Wrigley's Juicy Fruit, yeah, remember that. You know what? If I see it tomorrow, I'm going to buy a pack because I don't remember how it tastes. Juicy Fruit. That was the yellow one, right? In fact, but Wrigley's Juicy Fruit, that was not sugar-free, so that could be bad for your teeth. Refill, hey, easy. Because they are selfish and can't wait to spend their super chats. Yeah. Yeah, you are a bad influence. Like, They Live, classic Roddy Rowdy Piper. I do remember him on the wrestling, though. Hi. We're at, okay, 2 hours, 47 minutes, and there's no chat coming in. So I have to be the grown up here and call time on things. But this really has been fun, actually. Good time talking about the old chips, the old crisps. We got some Pacers, some bubblegum chat. We've got more comments. This is such a nice chat. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. What's your favorite kids shows you used to watch? Oh my God, so many. I mean, it depends what era we're talking. Let me just take us a quick snippet of time and say, I don't know, like 1980, 84 or something. I would enjoy watching Battle of the Planets, Scooby-Doo, Grange Hill, Kickstarter. Was it Kickstart or Kickstarter? No, it was Kickstart, wasn't it? The motocross bikes. A-Team, Knight Rider. So many, just all the classics. Dean, just joking. Don't feel obligated. My phone battery is nearly dead anyway. Okay. Is that the one where he put the glasses on and sees them? Yes. Yep. Captain Caveman, another good one. Yep. Kickstart. Yes. Good fun movie. You see, there are so many, like the variety of topics that can be covered on these streams is endless. So many great memories of being a child in the 80s. It's just fantastic. But we are, well, I am getting close to the end. That's it. We're done. So I want to say to everyone, thank you for tuning in. It's so kind of you to take time out of your day to watch me ramble on like an idiot. I have no idea why you choose to do this, but the fact that you do is quite special to me. The chat has been fantastic. The mods have, I think they've had an easy ride of it, but regardless, thank you so much for being on duty. And the super chatters are, I'm forever in your debt. It's such a great help to me because I am at the point where I am sort of doing this partly as a business, but mostly for fun. But the fact that you guys have decided to part with your hard-earned cash makes me feel very humbled and indeed very thankful for that. So we have a couple more to get to, and then we can wrap it up. So great chat, Gene. To quote Nightmare, temporal disruption imminent. Yes. Thanks, Dean. Thanks. Well, thank you, Monkey Boy. Dang, just caught the end. Oh, sorry, Melwar. I'm debating whether to do it again later this week. I'm not sure. And also as well, like selfishly, there are going to be some football games or soccer games happening in the coming weeks that I may want to watch and will not allow me to do this, but we can work around those games, I'm sure. I've still not sort of nailed down a day for this. I used to do Thursdays, but I don't know if that's people want that again, or if Tuesday or Wednesday is okay. Who knows? But we can work all of this out. Oh, well, thank you. And thank you, Tree, again. You're far too kind. All the best. Thank you. Thanks. I'll need a few more Russian girl spam bots now. Great to join the chat. Well, thank you, Adrian. The toy, awesome. Well, thank you. Thanks for broadcasting. Look forward to the next one. Thank you. And Rich, well, thank you. And thank you, Rich. So awesome. So thank you, everyone who tuned in. Thank you to the super chatters. Thank you for everyone who commented and enjoyed this, I hope. And we will do this again very soon. So until next time, I bid you farewell.